I want one normal stream start. Just one.
I think that was the most normal start we've had in a long time, actually.
Yeah. You good? You sure we should be doing this right now? So it's gonna be another very impromptu solo stream?
What, why?
I don't know, your body was making sounds that... And Tifa just put tea over her hand. Are you okay, Tifa?
It's okay. The thingy gets stuck. Jack's in
Happy
a very bad mood
Sunday,
today.
everybody. I am trying to be in a great mood because up until 1 minute ago, my day was quite nice. And then Tifa started being this version of herself. But I'll get to that in a moment. Welcome in, Ranger. Love as well. Love.
Love.
Welcome in, Psycho Quaint on being second. How are you all doing?
And Dark Lord, hi to you as well.
Hello, Dark Lord. It happens. No, it doesn't. So, my day actually was wonderful. Yesterday was a very active day. Tifa went for 2 big walks with me, and she went to the gym, like she should on Saturdays anyway. But, you know, celebrate what you get to celebrate. It's nice to be happy about the nice things. So yesterday was very nice. And then this morning we finished the 10th Pokemon movie.
The
Legend of Darkrai?
Darkrai, yeah.
Something Darkrai. That wasn't bad. We had a nice breakfast. We had a relaxed Sunday. Then we went outside for a beautiful spring walk. We had some really nice ice cream. Played some Pokemon Go, which wasn't horse shit for once. Give me the teabag tag. She's pressing all my buttons. And then we came home. Tifa made a nice dinner. It was like a leek risotto kind of thing.
It was really nice.
It was really, really good.
I kind of forgot how nice leek can be.
Yes. And then it all went to shit when a minute before the stream I told Tifa, we're supposed to be in front of a camera in 1 minute. Can you please go sit down?
Yes, and I was just grabbing our cups of tea. I was already walking to this room when Jack starts to go into his panic mode.
I didn't panic.
You did go into panic mode. You were already complaining that we're going to be late and that I should be moving when I was already moving with our tea to this room.
So, Tifa is taking her sweet time in the kitchen, making our drinks, which is very nice of you, thank you. And I ask her,
Jack is always in panic mode,
Tifa, we have 1 minute. Start moving.
I was already moving.
And then she stands still for 20 seconds in front of the door arguing with me about how she is moving while standing still.
Please tell me that is deserved. I am moving with hot cups of tea. This guy starts complaining that I'm not moving fast enough with the hot cups of tea.
That is not true.
So I stand still and start complaining back at him that he needs to shut the fuck up because I'm going. So we are late because I had to stop to complain back at this ass.
This is a beautiful thing because you all probably heard about how... I need to sneeze. Have you ever heard about how memories are very subjective? Like, no person can accurately recall any moment in time. It's always subjective.
And yours are always subjectively wrong.
Somebody, I'll just talk over it because it's fun. And if you ask somebody to remember something, they will add details or they will change details. And normally I wouldn't mind, but right here I do. Because Tifa, in one hand, had her phone and in the other, her cup of tea.
Which my phone I took out of my pocket to put in the closet, which is in the hallway, where I always put my phone while we're streaming, ever since he starts to get panic attacks about phones in this room as well.
That's disrespectful to people who suffer panic attacks. I don't have that. I would like people to not have distorted sounds. So I do that.
Someone please, can you just agree that I'm living with whatever this is here?
I'm sorry everybody, but I don't want you to hear garbage audio.
Yeah, so I took out my phone thinking of how you think about that so that I can put it away, and then you're complaining that I still had the phone in my hand while I'm putting it away.
You can tell I'm right when Tifa gets louder and louder. Usually that's how I can tell when I'm on the right path.
No, you're not.
I had asked Tifa in a completely neutral tone to please start moving because
do you see
we have a minute.
Do you see this laugh? Completely neutral tone, he said.
Yeah.
Completely neutral, my ass.
Yeah. I wished your ass was as neutral as my voice had been.
My ass is Switzerland.
What? You know, Switzerland is usually associated with making chocolate, right? It's like I don't like that mental image.
It's both then.
Because Switzerland is neutral, yeah, not where my mind went. Anyway, so I kindly asked Tifa, please.
He can't even say it with a straight face. He cannot even say it with a straight face because he knows he's spouting bullshit.
Because this is insanity. I didn't ask, that's true. I told her, Tifa, get going. We have a minute until it's time for us to be here and I want to be on time. And then she stops, gets mad because I am getting ready. I am moving while standing.
That was on you. And I was moving until you started complaining about me not moving while I was moving, so I stopped moving out of protest.
Ha! There you have it. She did. She finally fessed up. So
it's what I've been saying the entire time. I was moving until you complained, and then I stopped moving to complain at you. I've been saying that since 14 minutes ago.
So she's standing in front of a door. We've said this before. This is a tiny room. She sits in the corner. The door is over there. I need her to go in first and sit down. And then she just turns into a human roadblock over there. And thus we were late.
Someone feel pity with me, please.
You can always live with Jack's dad as Troop Psycho.
I'm considering it.
You know that's worse.
No, it's not.
I think it is. I'm just gonna leave a banner on for another little while Tifa is slowly simmering down because...
I don't think it is.
Tifa, was it maybe that the day was too nice for you? Because you had a nice breakfast, you had a really nice dinner, you got ice cream. Do you need to do less fun and good things throughout the day so that you don't get into this mode?
It was nice until you opened your mouth half an hour ago.
No, 18 minutes ago.
Actually, yeah, that's more accurate.
Yeah, I know. Just like everything I said so far on stream. Yes? I've warned Tifa before, at some point, if she doesn't stop being like this every now and then, I will record every interaction we have. I will install cameras in every corner of the apartment. I will have to buy a home server just for all the video files being simultaneously recorded. I need to learn how to program a system so that only the cameras are recording in the rooms that she and I are in. Still on a separate channel.
That would be in your disadvantage. The problem with Jack is he often doesn't realize what an ass he is. And then when I tell him, he gets annoyed that I'm telling him that he's an ass. And then he's like, no, I'm not. And in a lot of cases, we do have video recordings because he's also quite often an ass during the... Yeah,
she can't even say the words.
Yeah, I was gonna say the voice tests. During the sound checks. And that is all recorded. But he doesn't look back on those.
I do every single time we stream.
Yeah, but not to the parts where you're annoying, because then you just skip to the voice bits. Because you know it damn well.
Wait, I think I'm onto something.
Also, I kid you not, this day was so nice until just now. Like, look at this. He's doing it on purpose.
Are you saying I'm being annoying when we specifically sit down to do a sound check, I'm asking you to just do a sound check? Because I don't feel like sitting and sifting through 15 minutes of video to find the 30 seconds where you do the task I asked you to do. There was a question mark at the end.
Yeah, all good. Check is your karma, can't have too much good stuff. That's not a good thing. Why are you laughing?
I am your karma. So I am what you deserve.
No, you're basically the balance in this, because I can't have too much good stuff, so you are the negative balance in my karma.
Yeah, and on your worst day, I'll be the best. So, yo, Psycho, thank you, and Tifa, you're welcome.
So how's everyone's weekend been? I think we need to stream less for your own sake.
No, one last thing. Tifa, I know, right? I'm adorable. Thank you.
So precious.
Tifa has this thing where ever since she met me, she is trying to mold me into a better person. And she has mostly succeeded so far. I'm getting better every day a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but it works. But Tifa has this one annoying thing about her. A task never finished. Yeah, exactly. It's like a diamond. I am very shiny already, but I'm still not perfect. Where, unless I talk to Tifa like this, in my own voice, she thinks I'm like stressed or like yelling at her.
No, that's not true.
If I just speak a bit louder like this, Tifa thinks I'm yelling. If I go, Tifa, can we please make sure that we are sitting in front of a camera in 1 minute? She goes, you're shouting at me.
No, I didn't say you were shouting today, but you were. That's definitely your irritated voice.
Did I sound irritated to you? Because what she perceives as... I believe her. I believe that she feels this way. But this is me under pressure. Because I hear the...
And you're a horrible person to work with under pressure. You cannot deal with stress.
I can. But you know how you could avoid all of this is if you had been ready on time.
Oh, you know, when we've spoken about how like the situation with our landlord has almost broken us up. You know what else will break us up?
Streaming.
I mean, who knows about that? Building...
Excuse you?
Building anything together. Like imagine an IKEA bed. Or an IKEA closet. Like I built the majority myself because I could not deal with this guy.
50-50.
No, not 50-50. I've done
50-50.
Almost everything in the bedroom. We started the bed together, then I kicked you out to finish it with your dad because of how much you got on my balls. The closet is... The closet I let you finish and the door doesn't fully close. Because I got mad at you and left you at it.
I want to see you both building identical Lego sets. I think that might break us up, honestly.
Not if we both build our own.
No, it will. Because here's the thing. Tifa and I are different people, but we are very much alike. And I just saw a meme picture about that the other day again, and it reminded me that I feel this way, and I know for a fact that Tifa does too. She just doesn't like verbalize it. Do you know this feeling when you're in the process of doing something and when somebody tells you to do the thing you're currently doing and that just like makes you really angry? Like it frustrates you and you stop doing it? It's me with cleaning. I'm doing something and Tifa goes, oh, we need to be cleaning. bitch, what the fuck does it look like I'm doing right now? That's the energy I feel. I try not to broadcast that out into the world because me mirroring that to her will make her do the same thing.
Because Jack can spend an hour on cleaning a doorknob.
It's a horrible ping pong. Like moving when someone tells it to move. Exactly. Exactly.
That's exactly it.
Yes.
Difference is I was already moving.
That's what Psycho just said.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry.
So, this little bit we just had, now imagine this when you're trying to move into an apartment. You want everything just to get done. And you're currently building a bed. You will need the bed to sleep in. It's kind of important. You know, it's not like, I don't know, like a little coffee table that you can just do that tomorrow. You can move in without having a coffee table done. You will need the bed. And then you look at this manual, and if you've never built an IKEA furniture piece, it's kind of like building Lego. Yes?
Yeah. I'm just letting you talk.
Trying to mansplain Tifa to all of you. You have this shitty manual that tells you to do things, and then sometimes I don't get it. Similarly, sometimes Tifa doesn't get it. And then we are both confused about what needs to be done. And in our confusion, we don't hurt ourselves, we hurt each other's feelings.
Because you can't have a normal conversation in those moments, and that's really annoying.
The same thing happened.
That's the difference.
The same thing happened years ago when we went to Paris the first time. We wanted to take the local transport. We wanted to take a train to get somewhere. And I was like, I don't understand how their tariff system works. And Tifa was like, just buy a ticket. What do you mean buy a ticket? Which one? Just buy a ticket, it will be fine. What do you mean by a ticket? There's 18 different options, woman.
I remember the moment very well, and we were looking at the zone thingy, so just buy the zone ticket.
What does the zone mean? This is perfect. This is exactly how that went. Except we were standing in a train station in Paris exactly like this, with people walking past us, going like...
Yes, and then I wanted to do it, and they said like, no, I'm doing this.
Because Tifa's idea is to just buy any ticket, and then, because she isn't the one that will get her ticket checked, it will be me.
Yeah, but in the end I'll be right. And it was exactly the ticket
and then
I
Tifa
said that we
will
ended up buying.
scurry off into Paris, eating a croissant and having some coffee, while I have to serve time in a Parisian gulag, trying to mine the dough for the croissants for the next 2 days because I didn't have the right ticket because I just bought the zone. I'm the kind of guy, I don't purchase the thing if I don't understand what I need, if I don't understand what it does. And Tifa's just press the button, just put money into it. We have very different approaches to these things.
Unlike how the past 25 minutes may have seemed, we are in a happy relationship. We do not go to couples therapy. You are our couples therapy, apparently.
It's nearing 19 minutes because Tifa, to this day, doesn't understand that we have a 7-minute long intro sequence.
Yeah, but we were already bickering before that, so I'm counting it.
They weren't here for that.
Oh, that's true.
Are you sure you didn't start streaming to save on the counseling? Maybe. Maybe. Just scream at your chat. But you didn't do anything. It's her.
Yeah, because you guys are a therapist.
Tifa is the greatest joy of my life and also the greatest pain in my ass sometimes.
The last time I was seriously pissed at you, I was gonna say it was a very long time ago.
15 minutes
But
ago.
it was actually on Saturday when you tried to fix the sink.
Tell the story as it happened, Tifa.
But usually we're good. I think you guys might remember that on Friday we had quite a crappy day with our laundry machine being picked up, us being scammed basically when it comes to the price, the pipes leaking, having a
emergency plumber.
A plumber come over to fix it.
A Mario.
But what I didn't realize is when he left, we still had a leak.
No, we didn't still have a leak. We had a new leak.
A new leak then. We had a new leak. So I wanted to get the plumber back and get him to fix that leak. And then Jack was like, no, this is a completely different problem than what he worked on.
Not how it started.
That's absolutely.
Tell the story as it happened.
Okay,
everybody, this is the moment. Imagine we are laying on a couch, each one of us, and you are our therapist. Here's what happened.
Okay, go.
I open the door under our sink. Because usually we throw like potatoes and onions in there. Because nothing is happening down there, you know? We need the space. So I open the thing and I realize in the back corner under one of the pipes there's a little pool of water. And that's not good. You don't want random water where you don't expect it in your kitchen. So I dry it off, hoping that that was just when he did stuff. You know, sometimes when you work with pipes, water comes out. It's cool. When I clean up. I turn around again, there's another little puddle. I'm like, Tifa, we have a leak. Tifa starts storming to the kitchen, sees it, and now the plumber that had helped us with the valve thing had just left for 30 seconds. Tifa goes...
not yet.
Tifa goes, get him back! I'm like, what do you want me to do? Draw a salt circle on the ground? Sacrifice a tofu block? Like, what do you mean get him back? He's outside.
What else can you mean with get him back? This dude was already gone for a couple of minutes, not 30 seconds.
Tifa goes, call him back. I'm like, I don't have his number. And I don't.
You can call the company who is in touch with him.
Tifa goes, call the company. I'm like, it's not a company we called. It's a switchboard. They give the contract to whichever company is currently available, to my understanding.
Like, to be 100% honest though, do you already see how frustrating this bit of the conversation is? Like, how many things can you mean when you say, just call him back, and he's going, oh, you're not calling the company, you're calling a switchboard. Like,
my mistake...
Like, you have to give me credit here, like, come on.
My mistake, I'll just put this back on. My mistake, if I made any, was that I answered what you said, not what you meant. Nice. Because you said, get him back. What can I do? Run outside, run down the street, try to kidnap the guy? Call him back. I don't have his number, I don't have any means to reach him.
I was pretty sure he had called, but that's besides the point. You could have just called the company then, and then the company could have gotten in touch with him. And then you were like, oh... Call the company. Tell him you called before. Yeah, exactly. But then Jack comes with, oh no, it's a switchboard. And then I tell him, well, just call them, see if they can get in touch with the plumber again. Then Jack's like, oh, he has other customers. It's like, I do not care. Let him come back later. Let them send someone else. We just paid $600 for a plumber to come over and fix it. Now we have another leak. Let him come back. Let him look at that issue too, because otherwise, if we call at a later point, we have to pay another $150 just for them to drive over and spend even more ridiculous amounts of money. And then Jack's like, no, but you know what? I can fix it myself. I'm going to fix it on Saturday.
You're skipping a step.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're skipping a wonderful step. Call the company, tell them you called before, why can't you have another one fixed fully? All of them good points when you're not freaking out having a fight. Very good points.
You were fighting me over these points.
Yeah, but when Psycho says them, it makes sense.
God, he left 5 minutes ago. I'm trying to call this company again to get someone back to fix the leak. We just had a plumber in the house and there's still stuff leaking. Please come back and look at this other leak. But no, Jack channeled his inner Nintendo and suddenly believes, after playing years of Mario, he is now an expert plumber. After
Tifa is still skipping a crucial part. Not sure if I'm helping or making it worse. You're helping. You're all helping. Tifa is missing a crucial step. Because after 2 or 3 rounds of ping pong back and forth, Tifa saying things and me explaining to her why I don't think it's a good idea or why I cannot make that happen, I said, then do it.
I don't get past voice bots.
I didn't speak to a voice bot the second time.
Yeah, the first time you did.
Not the second time. Oh, so could it be the same way I was shooting down your ideas? You didn't do shit either.
Yeah, because you already started with the I'm gonna fix it myself, and at this point it was already half an hour later. So now, Jack...
So Tifa didn't do shit either. This is not a microphone, it's hand cream, but mic drop.
Oh, fuck.
So... I want to reiterate that she didn't do shit either.
Yeah, I should have, but you kept complaining that you're going to fix it.
Tifa, I love this. I already realized I should have just called them, and you already realized you could have just done something too. We're making progress.
Yeah, you were already ranting for 10 minutes. It's me, Jack.
No, it's you.
I can fix it.
No, it's you. It's always you. So here's the thing. I'll take this off. Maybe we do share some of the blame. I'm gonna do it myself. No. I tried to talk through Tifa's blabbering, yapping, yelling. That we've
there was
had
no
this
yelling
issue
though. Fair is fair. There was no yelling.
You did raise your voice.
Yeah, but there was no yelling.
When I raise my voice, because I'm excited
No.
or
I even
angry?
said that you were not yelling.
Yes, but
you were annoying.
When I raise my voice, I'm angrily telling you things. You also raised your voice, so I perceive that as shouting, because normally you're very quietly spoken.
I'm afraid I'm not qualified to
help. You're doing amazing.
Trust me, no one is qualified to help here. So, Saturday morning, we go on a walk.
I reminded Tifa that we've had this issue before, because the pipes under our sink are an MC Escher-ish hellscape. They are at angles that shouldn't be. They don't make sense. Tifa has just realized that she's having tea.
I dropped a cord in my tea.
A cord?
Ta-da.
The tea bag rope.
Yeah, isn't this called a cord?
It's not a Beyblade, Tifa. I don't think it's a cord.
I'm quite sure it's a cord.
It doesn't matter. I reminded Tifa that we've had this issue before. One of the closing mechanisms on one of the pieces of pipe doesn't close fully. Last time we did this, we put some stuff over it to make it solid and waterproof again. And that fixed it. But effectively, again, every time somebody farts too loud in the general direction of our kitchen, one of the pipes jiggles free and then there's a teensy tiny little leak. Anyway, Saturday rolls around and we go to the hardware store. First I get berated by some guy because I asked for an item.
It was the best. He was looking for like the waterproof tape. We couldn't find it, so we asked this dude.
There is no waterproof tape!
No, he didn't say it.
He did say that. That's the first thing he said to me.
Jack was explaining what he wanted to do and he just goes, "My friend, that is not what you do. You fix it. You do not tape it. You fix it." And I'm just standing there like...
Quick sidebar. How do you feel when the person who's nagging in your ear complaining about all of this is standing in the corner doing this? How does that motivate you?
That was so deserved. My friend, no. Come with me. And then he walks to like these pipes like, "What pipes do you have? This one? U40 or a U50? And Jack's standing there like...
I don't know.
I don't know. Not that I knew.
Oh, didn't you?
This is like, how do you not know? Jack's like, I don't know, I would have to check. He's like, well, you need to fix it.
My water faucet literally exploded. I fixed it with 3 rolls of isotape. That's what I was thinking. There is water coming out of a thing. All I need to do is affix the thing. It's that easy. We've done it before. Anyway, after accidentally triggering an unskippable cutscene, with this very nice service person. Hi Skinner, by the way, congrats on being first. Nice.
What he said.
I eventually got out of a cutscene. I went into the back of a store away from this person and I found the tape.
Yeah, I found the tape.
Tifa found the tape. Thank you. True. So I asked
Tifa. I
asked Tifa, do we get the liquid stuff that we used last time to fix this issue? Or do we try with the tape that is made to fix this issue? It's literally on the box of what we bought in the end.
Yeah.
Tifa eventually decided, let's go with the tape. We go back home.
That was even helpful. I even checked if the price was cheaper online.
That's true, it was the same. We get home. I'm like, okay, so I will now do this. I will need your help with holding a light. Tifa does a very bad job at holding the light. Half the time she holds it in my face, as in blinding me, which was super helpful. And then as I'm in the middle of half blindly over my head in the thing, trying to wrap the tape around that tight enough, she goes, I have an eBay auction.
I told you before you started, you immediately wanted to still fix the thing. I missed my eBay auction, by the way. The books I wanted are gone.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but you should have done that beforehand. Anyway, so I do a bad job at putting the tape on there. We turn on the water and it leaks even harder.
Yeah.
Frustratedly, I remove the tape. I try to tighten it as much as I can with some pliers and stuff and my hands. And we've minimized the leak. It is super teeny tiny. There's an infinitesimal amount of water still coming out, so now we need to tell our landlord to please, this time not in a hurry, just in the next few days would be cool, to please send somebody. We're in no immediate danger to die from drowning.
Sure.
And all of this ultimately because Tifa didn't call a plumber.
If it wasn't flex tape, that's why it didn't work. Flex tape.
That's the brand stuff, Tifa. How have you not heard of flex tape?
I've not heard of flex tape.
Tifa disgusts me sometimes. This is one of those moments. Watch just skip 30 minutes. No, don't. Go back 30 minutes. Watch it again.
You're flexio.
Tifa, you have seen the memes. It's from 2017. Where the guy slaps the tape on a water tank and then the water stops.
Oh, yeah. Well, the meme has to come from somewhere.
I love, by the way, how whenever Tifa's looking up things on the laptop to the side, she looks like a 6-year-old trying to do taxes, like...
Well, you always complain that I move too much out of screen, so I'm trying to stay...
Yes, I don't like either.
So...
You could look it up later.
I think you have proven my point so many times in the past 40 minutes. So yeah, that's all there is really. We didn't...
33 minutes.
Oh my god. So yeah, the leak is now worse. Our landlord's still ignoring us. Can't blame her, honestly.
Let me double check if our landlord has replied to my urgent email yet. No. Cool.
I think we would have seen that already.
I wouldn't
So,
have.
I don't know, it's been a really good weekend. Like, the weather was nice, we've been on nice walks, we had nice ice cream.
All was good until I started talking to Tifa. Story of my life. My life was so much easier before I met you. Because I knew I was God's gift to the planet. Everybody else was dumb, not worth my time. I was a god amongst people. And the most pressing issue I had was whether I should buy that jacket I saw at the store the other day that was way overpriced. Nothing else mattered. I didn't have problems because I didn't care about anything. I was just being an asshole. I didn't think about things. I didn't worry. I mean, I did at some point, but mostly my life was easy. And then I meet her. And I'm a whole human being and shit.
Partially, yeah.
So I think what we need to do is like what lessons have we learned here? So my takeaway is whenever things break around the apartment, I will let Tifa handle it. Because whenever I do it, it goes bad.
Probably for the best, yeah. I think that's something we can agree to.
Yeah. So next time something goes wrong, I will come to you and go, call him back!
Yes.
Get him back!
And what do you think? Then I won't go, oh, you're just calling a switchboard.
I am very happy that we've had this conversation on stream, where it's video, I want to say taped, where it's being recorded. I'm old, I say videotaped. Where all of this is recorded. And the next time we have any issue like this, I will just clip the last 34 minutes and play this back for her. And go, and that's why you need to take care of this, Tifa. You call a plumber. You call an electrician. You call whatever it is we need calling for.
Which I usually do, to be honest.
Not this time.
No, not this time.
But one last thing we need to make sure. You get the people, but I talk to them when they're here. Tifa has a weird fetish that has to do with handy people.
Here it comes, here it comes.
It's back. So, whenever people are coming to... She started young with this one. Very young. When she was like 10 or so. Maybe younger. It's really weird. Whenever we have people come over to do something around the apartment, like a plumber, or a little while ago when this guy came around to do something to the heating, Tifa...
Here it comes.
I don't know if I should say this while we're streaming.
It's a bit TOS, but I think we're good.
Offers them coffee. She asks them, would you like a coffee? And most of them say yes. And then Tifa goes to the kitchen and she makes a cup of coffee. And then she asks, with milk, with sugar, and then depending on what the answer is, she gives them milk or sugar. So, Mr. Plumber, I'll get into those in a moment. Please delete. No. No, Psycho. That's your mark of shame, which I will get into in a moment. First, I will finish the story. Now, there is nothing wrong with treating people doing stuff around your living quarters for work. That's very nice. Everybody should do this. But every time Tifa does that, she causes chaos. The last time I wasn't around. A guy dropped by to change the hot water meter for the apartment.
Yeah, true.
And Tifa made him a coffee. And this man was so happy with that he installed it the wrong way and we didn't have hot water for 2 days. So good the coffee was. The next time, a little while ago, when the heating guy showed up, Tifa was like, would you like a coffee? He says, yes, thank you so much. Tifa makes him a coffee. He drinks it. He goes, thank you. You're really nice people. Hey.
I never get coffee offered.
Hey, you're really nice. BT Dubs, I forgot my measuring thing. Can I borrow yours if you have one? Tifa doesn't give
30
him...
inches. No.
2 on a good day. When it's warm outside. Tifa doesn't give him 1, she gives him the 2 we have.
I asked which was better, like it was like one of these, but better,
foldable.
And a rolling one, a pulling
She
one.
gave him both, and then he left with them.
He said he would return them, but then Jack refused to open the door when he came back.
He never rang the doorbell.
He rang the doorbell once, you
Not
even
mine.
said. And then you didn't open because you thought it was the mailman.
I was shitting. I'm sorry.
So he returned a week later, and then he still didn't give it back.
Yes, then he didn't.
And then we were on a vacation, and now he stole our...
So Tifa makes coffee for people, and then things go wrong, and I don't do that. I open the door, I lead them to the problem, I let them fix it, then I pay them, and then they leave. The natural order of things.
And now I didn't offer coffee to the laundry dude, and he scammed us. Now, I didn't offer coffee to the plumber, who was actually really nice.
Yeah.
And we got another leak.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, was not caused by him.
It was an accident.
We already had it, he probably touched it, and then it started leaking again, but still.
That's what happens with me too. Somebody touches it and it starts leaking. Yes, and if you had made them coffee, the first guy would have dropped our washing machine on the way out, and the second guy would have accidentally ripped out a hose, and then suddenly the place would have been flooded.
He probably dropped it outside.
Not that I know of. Anyway, Tifa calls the guys, I do the rest. It is decided. Now, sorry Mr. Plumber, but I don't have any money to pay you. Then they'll just wait until you go get the money. That's how that works. I know, in German, that expression doesn't translate very well. Ein Rohr verlegen is what you call it when they... No, you can. I know where you can lay pipe. There, it does translate. Thank you.
A little.
Nope, Psycho, that doesn't get you banned. Showing to us that you too have watched adult videos and distinctively remember some of the lines doesn't get you banned.
Oh, that's from a video?
I think, I heard.
You said worse things in the last 30 minutes than I ever did. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, when she said all of these mean things about me. I was an angel.
I think I was still very nice.
Where you know?
So yeah.
Talking about things that are also very nice. Hey Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cried Chapter 6? Tsumihoroboshi. I was totally not reading that off of the screen.
The last time we played Higurashi, we have learned a bit more about...
He's diluting time and space with how much he's stalling.
We have learned a bit more about Reina, who was our main character the previous stream. We just left Keiichi to go to the... I was gonna say graveyard, but it's not.
Junkyard.
To the junkyard to go do some dumpster diving. And we have learned that Reina has found an abandoned car there. I think like a Jeep sort of thing that she has...
A station wagon.
Oh, a station wagon is what it is. That she has kind of decorated on the inside. She has this little place where she can sleep. She has plushies, a mattress, pillows, a little lamp. Like it's all set to hang there for a bit. While the weather was getting worse, Reina was reminiscing about the past. We learned a bit more about childhood Reina, how she lived with her mom and dad, who used to be fashion designers. Then at some point her mom...
In Okinomiya.
In Okinomiya. At some point her mom got a job offer in
Ibaraki.
Ibaraki. How do you still remember those places?
She became a corporate slave to capitalism when she was being headhunted. And she was offered a very nice, responsible, well-paying position at a new company where family moves to Ibaraki. But the company only wants her, the mom. They don't want the dad, because he isn't as talented as she is. So the mother takes the job. The dad stays at home, being a stay-at-home dad, together with Reina. Reina eventually helps with the chores, gets better at cooking, because the dad...
isn't very good
is kind of bad at it, especially at cooking. And they spend their days together. Mom, meanwhile, keeps getting
climbing the corporate
bigger
ladder.
And better projects. Effectively doesn't really come home much, if at all, anymore. And really the only times Reina gets to see her mom is when she takes her out to amusement parks, to fancy restaurants. Shopping, spending way too much money. Until one fateful day...
Funnily enough, the dad's never invited to these things. She only goes with Reina or with Uncle Asshole. I forgot his name.
Reina only gets to spend time with her mom or her mom and friends from work. One in particular starts hanging out around a bit more with them. Uncle Akihito.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. What is happening needs to happen, and eventually Reina's mom takes her to a super high-end restaurant. Tifa had a hang-up about the background visuals, where she reminds her, hey, do you remember your dream? Because a little while ago for school she was supposed to make a drawing of a dream of hers. And in her dream she was with her parents eating lots of fruit parfait. Parfum, as childhood Reina said. And her mom made that wish come true. She ordered all the parfaits that they had and they ate until their stomachs burst. And in this beautiful moment, Reina's mom finally asked her, do you want to live with me? Which confuses Reina because we do live together. I mean, we live with my dad. You just barely are ever there. Turns out that Reina's mom wants to move in with Uncle Akihito and marry him. Reina has a negative reaction to all of this because she doesn't understand why is this happening? Does dad know? And you cannot spend time with Akihito. I don't want this to happen. To which Reina's mom informs her that it's too late for that because I'm pregnant. Eventually it all very quickly turns to shit. She files for divorce, never again speaks or interacts with her husband. The husband
it's all through a lawyer.
Yes, Reina's father also doesn't take it very well. He has a conversation with Reina about this early on, like mentioning her mom and the guy, and when Reina's like, I've met him before, he seemed nice, but...
Both fall into a very deep depression, basically. And now I'm not really sure...
Reina's more destructive than his as far as we know. Tifa was balancing her cup on the edge of the desk.
Barely, there's still space.
Reina falls into what appears to be some sort of depression. She gets very angry. She starts destroying everything that even so much as smells like her mother. It's in the game it's kind of open as to what she all does, but there is one line that she also doesn't refrain from destroying herself. They don't elaborate on that, but we also learn that she was receiving medication for this, some sort of drugs to make her not be that way, but they make her very, like, they dull her senses. So an unknown amount of time passes like this. She says she doesn't know what days or weeks or the seasons were, something like this. Until eventually, in her plight, she sees Oyashiro-sama. And of course, all of these things are happening because we moved away from Hinamizawa. Why else would my mom do these things? Why else would my life be like this? And Oyashiro-sama says, we need to go back to Hinamizawa. So she pleads her case with her dad, and her move back. They move into her grandmother's house. She passed away in the meantime. They make it look all nice, and she starts living in Hinamizawa once again. Reina, to her credit, even herself goes like, I do not know if Oyashiro-sama is real or something I made up in my mind to cope with all of this. But either way, it doesn't change that I felt Oyashiro-sama. I know I felt these things. Eventually, after all of that, she wakes up in her station wagon. It's now 11 p.m. and she should go home, but she doesn't want to, because that's also where she is. And even though she hasn't been pointed out,
has to be Rina.
Text very heavily implies that it's Rina, the sexy gal we met at Angel Mort in the previous chapter. The one with a star tattoo on her pelvis.
She doesn't like the way she smells, which... Guessing the theory was that she has the same perfume her mother used to have.
I take it as that, yes. Other than
Which
that,
makes sense.
One more thing we didn't go over. Reina has very hazy memory of everything that happened between the divorce and her moving to Hinamizawa. She also doesn't remember a lot of Hinamizawa when she was a kid. So potentially she's met all of these people before, but she doesn't remember. The memory is just gone.
It does smell like bitch in here now that you mention it.
you could see that, you could hear it. I also started sniffing. And I want to be like, smells like love in here. But of course, Tifa cannot reach out with her olive branch.
Yeah, because this side is usually love. And like at some point here it starts blending
into ass. I did shower before stream. I'm sorry. She forgot. Yes, she did apparently. Welcome in, mommy. Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
What he said.
So that's not a very nice way to say Uncle Benjima. I don't think Benjima would have done the things that Uncle Akihito did. Just saying.
Well, let's see if we now stick with Reina or go back to Keiichi. But I'm guessing Reina will kind of be the new main character.
This is gonna be the Reina chapter, I think. Yeah. So Tifa is having her hands like this, and she's excitedly doing the bongo cat on the desk.
Very softly.
Showered with bitch sentence. Damn, mommy! Apparently I did, yes. Sorry, don't be. Thank you. I appreciate the energy. But apparently I did. That's a good line. I will jot that down. I will steal that at some point. Tifa, are you ready for Higurashis?
I am ready.
So is for tier 3 subs. Did you know that on Twitch you can give every single tier of subscriber a name?
Oh yeah,
like a title kind of thing. I don't know if you can actually see that. I don't know why they have that feature to begin with. But technically, I don't know if there's like a word filter or something, but we could name it something like that. Yeah. Gamer guy bitch soap. We could enter that.
We have given them really cool names, but you never see it back.
Yeah.
And I have...
You never see it back? What?
Like
Stop speaking Dutch.
Like you never see it anywhere. Like even if you have it...
Yeah, which is a shame.
Yeah, like why did we even have to name it?
We didn't have to, we just did.
We thought so long about the names and they're really cool. So cool that I forgot what we named it ourselves. I forgot
one of them. I forgot which one I forgot. One is Paladin of the X, and another one is Zealot of the X. And I think the first one is Acolyte of the X. But nobody sees that! Thank you, Twitch!
It's along that line, yeah.
Thank you. I completely forgot about that. Tifa, are you ready for Higurashi?
I'm ready.
Bam. This time I was prepared. I pressed continue before I pressed the button.
GG.
GG. I peaked. That's the end of the stream for tonight. Hey, good morning, Reina.
Oh, good morning to you too.
Did the microphones pick? Talk about bitch. A dog outside is barking very excitedly, apparently right in front of our apartment.
The moment you said good morning.
I know, right?
It's not a good morning.
It's evening, you asshole. Does it smell like bitch in here? But who let it out? That's the true mystery of Higurashi. Hey, good morning, Reina. You're late today.
You're just early today, Keiichi-kun.
I'm not trying to put aside the fact that I'm always late, but it feels good to defeat you once in a while.
I slept in this morning. I couldn't sleep last night.
Oh, you too? Same here. I was still feeling yesterday's uproar. It took me a long time to go to sleep.
What was yesterday's uproar? The dessert stuff. That was yesterday, no?
Probably shitting out his soul after the all-you-can-eat competition at Angel Mall.
Worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree there, but if you stuff... If you just... That's my nose.
That's a very long eyelash. That's not an eyelash.
If that's my eyelash is going to here.
It's like 3 times the size.
If I eat 20 kilos of ice cream, cake and parfait, I probably won't make it off the toilet for a while. Never tried.
Seems worth it.
Don't think I ever will. Just saying. Also, you look tiny again on stream, Tifa. Oh, she's getting bigger. She's growing.
Gonna make the hair poofier. That works with science.
It really is all about her perspective.
There you
go. She's finally sitting straight. I finally know how to give her good posture. That's enough.
Can only hold that up or keep that up for so long.
Yesterday I had a lot of fun with my friends and went home still riding that high. I was too full to eat dinner. I kept talking with my parents about the great time I had over the past few days. I was so pumped up that I couldn't go to sleep. Kinda sounds like I'm a little kid. But given that Reina seemed to be the same way, I felt better about it. No, I felt better isn't the right way of phrasing it. I should say I'm glad to know that we shared the same feeling. Reina went treasure hunting after I left. I'm sure she found many adorable things, went home and talked with her parents about how great the day was. Yeah, if only.
Hey, Michan. Good morning.
Oh, you're here early. Better watch out for pigs falling from the sky.
I know I usually make you wait for me, but do you really have to say it like that?
And then she gets buried under a fully grown warthog that falls on her.
The end.
Bad ending.
In chapter 7, you're gonna learn who dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they were transporting it by crane and the cable broke.
The Walt Disney Company was completely legally flying out a warthog and what do you call Erdmännchen? The thing that Timon is?
Oh,
the thing that goes...
Yeah.
The Timon animal.
In Dutch we call them sticktails.
A meerkat, thank you.
Oh, meerkat, that's it.
That sounds like a Dutch word. It reads like a Dutch word. So, a certain video animation company at the time was flying out a warthog and a meerkat. They happened to be over Hinamizawa as, unfortunately, the latch opened and a warthog fell and killed the heiress to the Sunozaki Empire.
Seems about right. Keiichi-kun was unusually early this morning.
Usually, unusually.
Today is full of miracles.
Yes, it's the problem-free philosophy, the MCA.
You're one to talk yourself.
It's going to be another happy day today. I had fun the day before yesterday. I had fun yesterday. So I'm going to have fun today for sure. I'm going to have fun. I can't read. So I'm going to have fun today. Disney doesn't send lawyers anymore. They scramble your brains when you sing their songs on stream. I had fun the day before yesterday. I had fun yesterday. So I'm going to have fun today for sure. I'm happy and Mion is happy too. Of course, Reina and my other friends are equally happy. I'm not afraid to say it, and I wish these happy days could last forever.
Why would you be afraid to say that you're happy?
Jinxing it, Tifa. It's jinxing it. Like you always do. I'm gonna leave work early. It would be a shame if the train home was delayed. Sorry, Jack, it looks like I'll take an hour and a half instead of 45 minutes to get home. There was a train delay.
It already gets ruined the moment I say I leave work early. I don't think I've ever... No, there's been exceptions. But usually
twice.
When I say I leave work early, there's something at work that makes me not leave work early. Or I leave early and come home at exactly the same time as usual or later because of public transport issues. Yeah.
Karma. Hey, Mion. What are we playing today?
What, for club? I don't know yet. Reina, do you have any ideas? Let's see. We've been playing athletic games for the past few days, so I'd say something not athletic.
You're right. That's a very good point. Our club is not only about athletic performance, is it?
Of course it's not. Our club members have to have brains, skills, and brawn to boot.
Welcome in, Yugi. Happy Sunday. How are you doing?
What he said. So why don't we play some tabletop games today?
Oh god, please spare me with the rules of games I don't know. Everybody was early this morning. We could enjoy our walk to school for once. After a while we started talking about the upcoming festival. And this is where it all goes bad. Just cleaned the bathroom, my wrists are aching.
Yeah, that is not fun.
The only advice I have for that is next time you do it, take breaks. I don't know how to not get achy. That's why I just take lots of breaks. So much so that by the time I'm done cleaning, I need to start again. It works for me. At least I don't have pain.
But you get it over with.
True.
Good job.
Yes.
I hate cleaning in general, but the bathroom is the worst.
You deserve to treat yourself to at least a break.
And a snack.
Yes, if you have a snack, take a snack.
Snack.
They told me that the festival was called Watanagashi and that it's the biggest event of the year in Hinamizawa.
Yesterday, my relatives gathered at my house in Okonomiya. And they started talking about you, Keiichi.
Oh? What? Me? What did the great people of the Sonozaki family talk about?
Well, my uncle Yoshiro is the store manager of Angel Mort, and he saw your performance yesterday. He really likes you now. So I started asking the others if they had heard of you, and I found out that most of them did.
Oh?
They said you're famous in Hinamizawa.
Famous? Doesn't sound like they're meant in a good way. I'm probably more infamous to them because of the punishments you made me do. Real quick, why is it famous and infamous and not famous and infamous?
Because English is weird.
Always throws me off so much.
It's not only that. They said that you blend in well, that you're full of energy, and that you're a little bit reckless. They said it's rare for a young man in this era to have all those qualities. They were very impressed with you.
I felt a bit embarrassed to know that people I haven't even met were speaking well of me.
And so they want you to do something at the Watanagashi festival.
That's new.
You like to draw people's attention, don't you?
Hey, don't assume things and don't decide anything without me. Don't you know I'm a quiet, lonely guy who loves to be alone?
Well, so far, nothing lines up with previous chapters. Lonely guy? You mean cherry boy, don't you?
What's a cherry boy?
Are you sure you want to?
Am I... Oh. Cherry boy can refer to a few things. It can be a nickname. Thank you, AI, go away. According to the Wiktionary, a cherry boy is a male virgin.
That's it.
Okay.
A virgin.
You're confirming it. I'll take it.
I've never heard of cherry boy before.
Me neither. I don't know, I expected something else. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. Why not just say virgin? If it takes so many breaks, it would take hours. But that's the beauty of it. I'm just resting on hanging out here. I'm happy to have you.
Always welcome. Cheers.
The villagers like me. What do they mean by that? Yes. When for some reason in your life it is easier to deal with people calling you things that are unsavory, but then you get paid one compliment and you don't know how to react.
That is the way.
Talking about things that make you feel uncomfortable.
I'm quite comfortable, thank you.
That's why I'm changing that. No, don't move, thank you. I still need to sit somewhere too. No, don't. Thank you. Sitting.
Yeah, I just moved that way already. See now.
Okay, I still have freedom of movement. I do this for her. Her comfort is my priority. When Tifa sits like this for too long, she's gonna get my back, my shoulders. So this way she can't.
I still will.
I think it's an old-timey term, like a dilly of a pickle. Indeed.
Yeah, I guess.
Me too, tiger.
Yeah, I always have to say, like when I sit like this, I will have the same thing anyway, because I always pull my shoulders in.
Yeah, Tifa, it's easier to see from the side. Tifa does this thing where she when she wants to be closer to something, like text is small, she doesn't do this like I do with my whole upper body. She does this. Huh? And Tifa's natural state of being is already to have her shoulders forward, and when she does
my shoulders are always in a very tense. I don't know how to fix that. I'm always extremely tense.
Is it? Why? You can relax, you're with friends. I thought you like Switzerland, you're neutral.
I am.
What are you afraid of?
I'm in enemy territory.
Am I the enemy territory?
I'm just kidding.
That's what your mouth says, but your face says like, lying.
I'm always tense. I don't know how to relax my shoulders.
Let me give you a massage.
I think that's where the problem started.
Oh, look, text. Cherry boys.
Hmm? What's a cherry boy? Keiichi-kun, what does cherry boy mean?
It means virgin, Reina. Whoa! Stop talking about nasty things. Ladies don't talk about such things like that. Yeah, they do. Ladies can be nasty as well. So, no, I can't sit straight. Jack makes her do the same shoulder stretches that you've still been doing every day, right? Yeah, can't you tell? Really, we're still feeling the after effects of yesterday. Mion and I made a lot of noise teasing each other on the way to school. Reina watched us and laughed happily. Satoko and Rika-chan were already there when we arrived at school. They were also full of energy. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were too. From that I can tell that we also had a good time yesterday. Everybody has been having a good time, really. And Hinamizawa, everybody is happy.
Sounds like a bad ad.
You could have gotten away with that line in like chapter 1. Maybe in chapter 2, not in chapter 6.
Oh, we're still at the beginning of the chapter, so it can still work.
You have the last couple of years who haven't happened yet. It hasn't even been a year yet since I moved here, but...
What is it?
Well, I'm just glad that I moved here.
What's wrong, Keiichi? You're being sentimental.
It's all the parfait.
I understand. I understand exactly how you feel. You feel like everything is perfect, that you've become happy since you moved to Hinamizawa. I think this village has some kind of power to make people feel that way.
Are you happy, Reina?
Yes. I'm happy every day here in Hinamizawa.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, don't leave this old man out in the cold. Let me in on the conversation too.
No. Keiichi doing his best to jinx it. Again.
Every time.
Yeah. I have a stupid feeling that this will... That can't be chapter 1. It has to be chapter 3 if anything.
But it doesn't fit with chapter 3. That's the problem. The whole angel mort, cake, paradise, whatever tasting thing was completely different. So far this seems to be its own chapter, unless this is chapter...
It's the remix of chapter 3.
Or not. Or it's its own chapter.
The sky was clear and the few thin clouds were pure white. The choir of the cicadas was telling me that summer would be coming earlier than usual. Watanagashi is just around the corner. I'm sure we'll have a great time. I'm sure we'll have great fun at the festival too. There will be more and more fun days to come, I'm sure of it. Summer is just around the corner. Very melancholic music. I was gonna say, it's gonna be pink.
The last class of the day was finally over, meaning that it was time for club activities. I was sure it would be fun. I couldn't wait. But then Michan received a call and told us something had come up and she had to go, so we didn't have a club meeting today. I was really looking forward to it. There was nothing I could do, but I could at least chat with Keiichi-kun on the way home. It would be fun. Keiichi-kun sometimes says mean things, but he's very funny.
Am I Keiichi-kun? Bitch. And she laughed! There! I am visual novel main guy material. And then I die in the most gruesome ways at the end of a game every single time.
When I chat with him, my depression goes away. Wait, what did I just say? Am I depressed? I have so much fun every day, and I'm happy as I can be. What did I have to be depressed about? Well, it was obvious. Because of Rina-san, my father is happy now. Before he met her, he was like a lamp in broad daylight. Honestly, he was like the living dead. But after he met Rina-san, he started to smile like he used to when he was living with my mother. He enjoyed talking with her and started going out with her.
Isn't it kind of normal for her father right now to be a living dead? Sorry, I had to. I think
just continue.
I come back to this. You're welcome, Darklook.
It's like a 6. You could probably say they went on dates. Now he looks 20 years younger. Rina-san gets along with my father very well, and she's very kind to me too. There's actually no reason for me to hate her.
Except for how she smells.
But the bitter memories of my parents' divorce and my many regrets were gradually eating away at my heart. Was it okay to accept that woman? Rina-san might be the same as how Uncle Akihito turned out to be. Is she the enemy who takes my happiness away with her very existence? With or without bad intentions? Am I going to sit around until everything collapses again? Should I fight the enemy before it's too late? Rina-san comes to my house a little too obviously.
Through the door?
Or you came in way too obvious.
How do you unobviously come to a house? That would be sneaking in. That would be suspicious.
But it's not obvious.
That is true. Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Since my father started letting her stay the night, many of her belongings have turned up in the house.
Why is there a toaster at the bottom of the screen next to a futon?
That's an alarm. It even has the button at the top that you could press to turn it off.
I thought that's the opening slot for the toaster where you put the toaster.
That's a button. We can talk about the strawberry next to it though.
That's probably a really cute strawberry pillow.
I can imagine. Even though we don't fully see it.
Can we put a toaster next to a bed? Probably not a good idea.
We can.
Fire hazard.
Also, the calendar is kind of annoying. Why is the...
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Actually, I'm guessing the first one is empty because those are all Sundays or something. But the blocks are extremely uneven.
It's a calendar with 31 days. That's how long it took me to count that, because I'm really bad at this.
My father and I don't smoke, but there's an ashtray in the living room.
Okay, whatever feelings I may have had for Rina out of a window. I don't like smoking.
The futon in our guest room is hers now.
Psycho? 2 geniuses, 1 taste.
In the bathroom, there's a toothbrush and shampoo I'd never choose to buy. Started to feel awkward about those things.
Do you remember how earlier we were talking about the soap that makes you smell like a bitch? We're going full circle. And smoking indoors. I know, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I was like 12, 13, in the earliest stages of entering what will eventually be a rebellious phase known as puberty, whenever my grandparents would come over to our house that we lived in back then, they would smoke. Whether they were outside in the garden with us or if they were inside in the living room. And I really hated that. And at some point I told them I want you to stop smoking. And they didn't, because why would they care? So I would always stay upstairs in my room. I sometimes didn't see them for months because I wouldn't even go downstairs anymore. Funnily enough, like half a year or so after I started doing this, standing up for myself, not wanting to sit in their smoke, they both went to the doctor, and their physician told them, if you don't stop smoking yesterday, with how your lungs are doing right now, half a year, tops. Because they had been chain smoking since they were like 15, 16. So like well over 50 years at that point. And would you believe it? They smoked less and eventually stopped. They should have just listened to me.
It's probably exactly why they kept smoking.
Health issues are why I don't smoke. It's not good for you. Don't do it.
It's easiest not to start.
So, good ending? Yeah. In the end, I was right. I mean, I have smoked on occasion, but never cigarettes. You do you. I just recommend not doing it. And I can tell you that I hate cigarette smoke. I really, really hate it. Like, it's probably between my ears, but if I smell too much cigarette smoke, I get a massive headache.
Yeah, standing in it too long I don't really like either. But sometimes can be handy. Like a
what?
I can recognize, before my colleagues come to me, I can recognize some of them by the smell of smoke. I can recognize in the hallway.
I can smell how big the issue is you're having, because I can smell you've smoked a lot on your way here. Never smoked a single cigarette in my life. Psycho, fist bump, same. Never even tried.
It's a bad habit to start. So if you have no reason, better not to. I've only smoked when I didn't have the option to take an edible. Yeah, fair. But I also consider smoking hash and cigarettes.
I'm sorry, what? Can you stop speaking Dutch to us?
Smoking weed and cigarettes in very different categories.
Because hash in English is hush, quiet. Tifa is talking about hashish. So, funnily enough, we say the same thing in German sometimes. Even though marijuana, the MJ, the weeds, has become more common, I think.
Fair enough. I vape mostly. I believe vaping is worse for you.
No.
But at least it smells better.
We're not doctors. Generally,
that's why I said I believe. I'm not stating it.
Generally, inhaling anything that isn't air isn't great for you. You do you. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just telling you. Maybe don't.
I do like the smell of vape.
No, I hate it.
Oh, it's usually very sweet.
I hate it.
Like, it's better than cigarette smoke.
No. Yes, but...
Like, you don't need to blow it in my face, but it's not...
Yes, but either way, I still know that I shouldn't be inhaling what I'm inhaling. It doesn't matter if it smells like strawberry shortcake. I still don't want it in my lungs.
But I get all my medical advice from eggs.
Don't.
We have the best advice.
Do not. No.
Okay, so we just say don't smoke, and suddenly Ranger starts chain smoking because you just told him to not take our advice.
Whatever we do or do not say on stream as any type of advice, you should always fact check that. You should talk to actual people that actually know things.
Lighting up a cig right now. Thanks, Jack.
Smoking my wallpaper right now. 2 of them even. Coward. 1, 2, 3. At least 3. Like relationship advice? Yes, even that. Just because it works for us doesn't mean you should do the same thing. You're your own people. Be yourselves. And if you realize you're not happy with how you are, then change how you are. But do it for yourself.
Nobody really likes the smell of my weed. It's naturally stink. I do like the smell of weed. I don't smoke it, but I do like it.
I don't know what weed you're smoking, but I have to say, generally, I prefer the smell of weed way over anything else. Yeah. It's just like sickly, sweet kind of, not sickly sweet, but it's like this like sweet smell. And I like it. Definitely weed.
Yeah, way over 6, yeah. 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do the next line first. I started to feel awkward about those things, and that's when I started noticing it at the front door when I came home from school. What?
Yes, I do prefer the smell of weed over the smell of bitch. I do actually. Also, weed greater than skunk, which comes up often around here. Don't smoke skunks, Dark Lord. I know sometimes life is just a certain way and you gotta do what you gotta do to make it through the day, but don't smoke skunks. Please. I don't think the skunk will appreciate that.
I heard it smells like vanilla.
I don't know what vanilla you've had in your life. But the next time, Tifa, we go to an ice cream place, I will order 1 scoop of vanilla and then I will take the scoop and I will go... Just so you can have a mental image of me.
I don't think anyone needed that.
Everybody needed that. Everybody did.
I don't think anyone did, but sure. I think the cats are the ones doing that. Well, I'll stick to preferring weed, yeah.
My uncle's friend killed a skunk when they were teens with his hands. Ew. Sleeping over at our house too. Ew.
Can you just easily wash that off? I don't think so. That lingers, doesn't it?
Well, Yugi, I don't like the idea of killing like animals and stuff. Vegetarian pacifist. But maybe the skunk attacked your friend or your uncle's friend. Like, hear me out. Do I want to kill a skunk? No. But if a skunk comes at me.
Well, I don't really want to know the reason, honestly, but kind of reminds me of yesterday when we bought garlic. And
killed 3 skunks on the way. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, we bought a bag of frozen minced garlic. That's true.
Yeah, and we put it in, it was like a 1 kilo bag, chopped up, so it was pretty big.
2 freedom pounds.
We put it in the backpack, and the entire thing still reeks of garlic.
Yeah.
Like, really strong. Well, I can imagine it's like that with skunk. Frozen minced garlic, yes, exactly. And it smells not really badly, as in...
That's lazy. Yeah, that's smart.
The thing is, it's much cheaper.
It's cheaper than the fresh one. It's cleaned and it's minced already. So why would I do the job? Like,
I actually prefer the, what's those big garlic cloves?
Garlic.
No, it also has a name.
Garlic. Cheaper than a clove, yes. It doesn't make sense, but that's how it is. If I go to our supermarkets here, I buy fresh garlic or a bulb of garlic. I pay $3 for like 3 of those cloves, or I go to the Asia store, that's what it's actually called, and that's what we call them over here in Germany, Asia stores, and I buy a kilogram of it and I pay $4.
So much cheaper.
So
we paid
why would I not?
$3 for a kilo.
3?
Yeah.
Even better.
And it's like 5 for the cloves. No, it's not even just a bulb of garlic. It's often comes in like this basket and they are round.
Yeah, it's a
and
bulb.
It's 1 clove.
It's a bulb.
No, a bulb has all of those cloves in there.
No, that's cloves. A bulb.
Yeah, but the bulb is what you call it when it's still intact with all of the cloves in there, no?
I don't know.
Now I need to know the name. A bulb of garlic. See, that's what you call the big thing with all the small cloves in it. But these are like one
big one.
One big one. Like
Google
they are
string
round.
of garlic.
String.
I don't think that's it either.
garlic?
No.
No. That's also bulbs. It's basically one clove, but they're round. They're big bulbs of cloves.
It's like it's one clove of garlic before it turns into small. I don't know.
Solo garlic? Oh, here, solo garlic.
Solo garlic. That's the word, apparently.
Oh, garlic.
Yeah, solo garlic. Apparently that's the thing.
Solo garlic, yeah. I really prefer the solo garlic. I did not know solo garlic is a thing. It sounds so weird.
Now do take our advice. If you ever get the chance to try solo garlic. This stream is not in any way, shape or form sponsored by Big Garlic. But hey, garlic if you want to.
Solo garlic is really nice, and I do prefer to buy that, but it's like double the price of buying a kilo that's already minced and chopped.
Yep.
But the entire bag still smells...
That's insane. Yes, it is. That's why we buy that stuff.
Only at the Asia store, though.
Yeah. Check your local Asia stores, people. Maybe you'll get the same deals we do.
If you would just buy it in the freezer at the supermarket, then it's way more expensive.
Yeah, way more.
I can grab a bag of 3 bulbs for like £1.50. Yeah.
Same.
Maybe a little bit more here.
$2. Yeah. You need to complain to your local MP. I'm fine just going to that store.
But 3 bulbs is way less than a kilo still.
Yes. Also true. And you still need to do all the manual work yourself.
Yeah.
Talking about things that smell. From the top.
Yeah, I was checking where I was. Just check Morrison's do 6 bulbs minimum for £2. Yeah, that's cheap. That is cheap.
Still more expensive than my kilo bag.
That is true, yeah.
Talking about things that smell.
I started to feel awkward about those things. And that's when I started noticing it at the front door when I came home from school. Her perfume.
It's the same as my mother's.
I asked my father once if he was thinking about getting married to Rina-san. He looked a little embarrassed, perplexed and confused. He told me not yet. He knew I was hurt by the divorce. That's probably why he couldn't admit that he wanted to remarry. That's why he said not yet. He'd consider it, but not while I was still living with him. That's what he meant, I guess. There's only one reason why I don't want him to get remarried to Rina-san.
The perfume.
I feel offended that my sanctum, my family, is being invaded. I might be being selfish though. I know keeping my father all to myself means keeping him miserable like he was before he met Rina-san. He has a life to live too. It's his right to heal from the pain from the divorce and to live to find his new love. He wouldn't have had to go through that painful life if I'd prevented the divorce from happening in the first place. He has a right to a happy new life that lets him forget the pain he never deserved. And I don't have any right to stop him. In fact, I have an obligation to try to return his happiness to him. I have to pay for my sin, my inability to prevent his divorce. Rina believes if she wasn't friends with Uncle Asshole or wasn't as nice to him, she might have prevented her mother going with him and staying with her dad.
I don't like this. I mean, on one hand, I think Reina is a beautifully written character. Because, like, there's layers to all of this. This is really deep. Even understanding that I don't like it, but my feelings are also selfish. Other people deserve to be happy as well.
Well, Reina's pretty mature.
Yeah, but I can see several ways out of his situation. I don't like any of them.
Primary problem is mom. Yeah. I wonder where she is now with the other dude.
Somewhere burning in hell, I don't know. I don't want to go there, but please don't tell me that Reina is going to consider replacing Rina.
did you even get to that? That is such
simple math.
What do you mean simple math?
I, Raina, don't want an outsider to invade my home, my sanctuary.
Yes.
My father deserves to be happy.
So?
Replacing is a jump, but I can see where he's coming from. Yes.
You mean doing the chores, right? I don't think he means doing the chores. That is such a weird jump.
I don't like it. I'm not saying that because I want it to happen.
Who would even think about that?
I don't know. People who are in fucked up situations that they can't cope with.
Then even though then she wouldn't go there. That is the weirdest jump ever. 2 + 2 is 4 - 1. That's 3. Quick maths. Oh, it's super fast. I could barely keep up. Then, what should I do to make both of us happy? It wouldn't be that difficult. All I'd need to do would be to give my silent approval of their relationship. My father tells me he won't get remarried while we live together. That means I should stop leaning on my family, be strong, and live on my own as soon as I can. Although that doesn't mean I can tell him not to go out with her until that day. Rina-san comes to our house to see him despite her busy schedule, and she even stays the night whenever her shifts permit. They're adults. I have no right to say anything against that. That's why I choose to give my silent approval to their relationship, and try to see her as little as I could. I get along with Rina-san on the surface. I know my father would have a hard time keeping face if we didn't. But it's a very exhausting and painful thing to get along with a person I don't really like.
It's even worse because she doesn't like her for reasons that Rina can never change.
Well, she already said before as well, she has no reason to hate her or to dislike her. It's just a pure fact.
Yeah, it's the concept of Rina that she doesn't like. It's the concept of somebody else coming into my home.
That's usually how it works with young kids whose parents divorced and start dating again, I want to say.
Yeah.
So whenever Rina-san comes over, I spend as much time as possible outside and then head home late. Michan's club activities are the most convenient things to do to kill time. But there are some days we don't have a club meeting. On those days, I while away my time at the garbage dump, hunting for treasures alone. And that's how I started to make my secret hideout. My father can do whatever he wants with Rina-san at home. I don't have to see them together. I can spend my time peacefully at my hideout. I sometimes feel depressed about my life. I sometimes want to talk to somebody about it. But nothing will change, even if I talk to somebody. This is all I can really do. The most important thing for me should be to overcome the sadness of losing my family as fast as I could, and to regain my own happiness. I have so much fun every day. I'm happy every day. Even on the way home, Keiichi-kun was talking about funny things that made me laugh. My feeling gloomy in spite of that was kind of rude.
I want to hug Raina so bad. Like, I really think she just needs somebody to be there. Somebody who isn't her dad. Because I don't see...
Well, she has her friends.
But she doesn't let them in. I have a strong feeling that if she would like try to have that conversation with Mion or with Keiichi, I have a feeling they'd be open to it. They would have that conversation with her. They would understand. They would listen. They would try to be there for her. Try to make it better somehow.
Yeah, but you want to stay as happy as possible with that group. Not bring it down. The salient difference between having a psychiatrist and having a therapist.
I never understood the difference between the two.
Same, actually.
What is the difference between the two of them?
I always thought it was the same.
Tifa's...
I might as well look it
Googling.
up.
I think the biggest difference between a psychiatrist and a therapist is that if you put spaces in psychiatrist, it's not that bad. But if you put spaces in therapist, in the wrong spaces, it goes real dark real fast.
So all psychologists are considered therapists. A psychiatrist gives
you medicine. A psychiatrist studies medicine, can give you prescription.
Yeah, so a psychologist can be a therapist, but a therapist is not necessarily a psychologist.
Yes. Alright.
Yeah, it comes down to training and the type of treatment they provide.
Alright.
I just thought they were different words, honestly.
Same. I think at least in Germany the two terms are being used synonymously. Usually. No?
No.
How's it in the Netherlands?
I don't know.
Good, thanks for having this conversation with me, Tifa.
Yeah, because I do not know.
Good, let's move on.
My father should be happy. I should be happy. I should be going on a short break. I think Jack should be going on a short break.
Without me. Someone who isn't medicating her problems. Yeah, I hope she... I know this is Higurashi and this is gonna go horribly wrong somehow and she's gonna fall off a deep end probably, and I'm gonna sit here and cry because Reina is very adorable and close to my heart somehow. Oh well. Short break.
BRB. And we're back.
Real quick, before we carry on, I would like to give you an impression of Tifa 30 seconds ago before we were back. She was
accurate.
She was trying to wriggle out the air in her stomach.
Oh, like that.
Thank you, Tifa. Especially with this music in the background. That's just... mwah. Stop chugging water, you... And she leans out of screen. Humans are also able to burp. Why do you tackle me?
I was trying to move in screen.
Yeah, now move back to where you were. Thank you. Now don't follow me with your ass.
You mean with Switzerland?
Yes. Alright.
Humans are able to burp. Make use of God's gift. Exactly.
Sure.
I just feel sad because I still can't separate from my father. Compared to the unexpectedness of the divorce, Rina-san's invasion is a very slow process. I think Rina-san understands how I feel. She treats me very kindly, but she doesn't do more than that. I think she understands that I'd feel uncomfortable if she did. I respect Rika-chan, because she's strong, even without her parents.
I also have a feeling that... Oh wait, Rika.
Yeah.
I was thinking Rina somehow. Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Compared to the pain of losing both her parents unexpectedly, my problem is like nothing. I respect Satoko-chan's toughness too. She also lost her parents and was forced to live a painful life under her uncle and aunt.
But suffering isn't a competition. Just because other people also had bad things happen to them doesn't make yours any less painful.
No. Compared to the cruel treatment she had to go through, my relationship with Rina-san is a blessed one. I keep feeling anxious, but that's just because I'm still immature, and because I feel like I'm not ready to separate from my father. I have to be strong like Rika-chan and Satoko-chan. I have to try my best to be happy. I'm going to live with all my might in order to regain the peace of mind that I lost that day. My assumption that I'm not happy is just a mistake. I should appreciate the wonderful days I spent with my wonderful friends. I feel like suddenly my cup is very fitting.
You will have to move it a bit closer to the camera.
Yeah, but it's in...
Think happy, be happy. Tifa
you don't do that. You don't do that with a full cup of water.
How to refocus this camera. I didn't ask you to pour it on me.
It's basically what Reina is now trying to do. Just gaslight yourself. Exactly.
No. This is difficult, I think, because fake it until you make it. When I was a teenager, I decided at some point that I want to be more popular.
Sorry, I read my teacup reads.
Jack, popular.
Like an angel peeing over my tongue.
And it's the best teacup.
Yes, it is.
Now, before Tifa derailed my emotions. At some point, after I had lost weight and suddenly people at school saw me because they realized I was a whole human being, not just the fat guy. At some point I decided I would like to be more popular. And so for the next little bit, I watched what the other people were doing, and then I acted more like that. Being more outgoing, speaking up, stuff like that. I didn't like change my personality.
I feel like being more outgoing is changing your personality if you're not. That's very hard.
Within my means. You know? It was less of a I'm changing who I am. It's more like, okay, this seems to work. Can I do that? I will try it. And that worked. And like, I don't know, there's this... I can't think of a good example, but many people have similar stories. I think one I'm thinking of right now is from Terry Crews. I think it was Terry Crews. It could be somebody else. But I believe he has a story of where at some point in his school life he met a girl. They were like 12 or something. And he wanted her to become his girlfriend. And she was like, no, I don't like you. She didn't really know him. He just like basically walked up to her, and that didn't work out. So he started paying attention to her. He started imagining, what would I be doing if she was my girlfriend? I would pay attention to her. If there's a topic she's interested in, I would also try to learn about it because I would want to have a conversation about it with her. And as far as I recall, then it eventually leads to him like changing an elective class that he has so that he could be in a class with her. And I think eventually they went out and dated for a little bit. But what changed for him was when he started not thinking about, oh, I want this to happen, but when he started acting like this is happening, he changed for the better.
That doesn't apply in all situations, but...
Of course, I didn't say it would. I don't blame you, but this doesn't apply to... Yeah, of course it doesn't apply to every situation, but it applies to this one. So, fake it till you make it can be a powerful tool on your way to become the person you ultimately would rather be versus the person you are currently. Does that make sense? If you want to change who you are, like if you want to change something about you. I'm
gonna go with probably helped that Terry Crews used to play American football and got hella hench. Yeah. Probably. Commitment is a helpful part of a relationship, yeah. That's also true.
Do you guys know this feeling where you're trying to talk to somebody and you can tell in their face you've lost them? And
your story was too long and I didn't see it clear.
They'd rather just fall down a volcano than listen to you go on for another half a minute? Me.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Now he streams Danganronpa 2. Does he? No. Sorry, Dark Lord. I hate to do this, but I need to fact check you on this. Did Terry Crews and his son ever continue their streaming of Danganronpa? Because I remember making fun of that. We started streaming Danganronpa years ago after Terry Crews' son started, but I believe we finished before them.
Yeah, I think they stopped at some point.
Yes.
But apparently they continued again.
Okay. Happy for them. It's a good game.
It really is. Don't know if they finished it. Yeah, they started a long time ago. Pretty sure they did finish. Don't think they did another one.
Terry Crews Danganronpa.
I don't think they ever finished it.
Don't autoplay things. I'm trying to Google, but there's so many people talking about this, I can't find anything that is conclusive. Oh well. Either way, if they did, happy for them. If they didn't, I hope they still will, because it's a good game.
It really is.
Now let's pretend I never tried to have a deeper conversation that lost Tifa along the way.
Just by realizing that I'm happy, the world shines so brightly. Listen. It was just so cute, so I screamed I'm taking it home with me.
I bet you did. You're an expert at making the most out of every day.
I am, aren't I? I feel very fortunate to have a wonderful life and wonderful friends. How could I be unhappy?
You're right. In Hinamizawa, nobody becomes unhappy. Everybody stays happy. That feels so toxic positivity.
The way they talk about this is really annoying to me too.
Hinamizawa is free from misfortunes.
He should have stopped right there. But he just kept going.
Dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die.
Some have pointed out that after she finds her mother is evil, Reina starts becoming possessive to keep things, to take them home with her.
Okay. Fair.
That makes sense.
I didn't connect those two things. But I guess it would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, it does. On the graveyard, I saw it more graveyard. I keep saying graveyard today.
Tifa, if you start digging for treasure at the graveyard, you need to go to jail. No.
At the junkyard, I kind of see it as, these things have been abandoned. I wanted to give them a home and take them home with me.
Is Tifa secretly a robot that she calls a junkyard a graveyard? Just call yourself archaeologist. Oh my god.
It's only a graveyard if that arm is still there.
That is the archaeologist thing is so unfortunately accurate in a way. I will never understand this. Oh, we found this tomb from 6,000 years ago. Let's open it and crack open the coffin. How about we don't? How about we do not?
Yeah, but then you learn about history. At what point are you allowed to...
How about we don't? Again, if I go to a graveyard and I dig out a coffin, that's illegal for a reason. So where's the threshold when I become an archaeologist when I do that?
Well, I don't know what the job is called where you actually dig them out again.
Tomb Raider.
But you could become that. I think most graves are recycled like every 30 years or so, unless you buy it.
I don't know. It's only illegal if you...
That is very true.
Basically every crime, yeah.
Just don't get caught.
I'm jealous of you, Reina. I wish I could be an idiotic optimist like you.
It sounds like you're insulting me. But if that's what I need to make every day wonderful, I wouldn't mind. Would I? I don't have any worries. I feel like I do, but that's just because I'm immature and still want my father's attention. Come on, say the magical words. It will cheer you up.
This is chapter 3, Tifa.
We sometimes forget it, but at 14 or 15 or whatever age she is, you're allowed to be immature.
This isn't even about being immature. I understand why she would... The writing is perfect. I understand why like a 15-year-old would go, oh, I'm only feeling like this because I'm immature. No, this is perfectly valid to have these feelings. You can feel more than one thing at a time.
And even as an adult, you might still want your parents' attention. That's fully fine.
I'm just pissed at Keiichi. Banter is such a weird thing.
He isn't saying anything wrong, really.
I'm sorry. I wish I could be an idiotic optimist like you. No.
You said worse. To me.
But you deserved them. No.
That's just banter. Like, you can't look too much into everything.
He should have stopped right there, but he just kept going. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say, Tifa. That's exactly... We're on the same page here. That's what I'm trying to say. Banter can become real bad real quick.
Yeah, but it's not at a real bad point.
You don't decide what hurts somebody's feelings. They do. And not necessarily they decide what hurts their feelings. They'll know when it happened.
Yeah, but at this point it's not that what's hurting her feelings. Her feelings are already hurt. It didn't make sense to say it now, but I was going to say it anyway, because this is my magical phrase that always cheers me up. I'm taking it home with me.
What's wrong with you? That's so like you, but still.
That's right. This is me, Reina. I'm not Rena. Rena still wants her parents' attention. I'm just gonna swap it around. Reina is a goofy and carefree girl. She knows that every day is full of happiness, and she has the kind heart to appreciate it too. I should forget about icky things. I should live a wonderful life free of anything icky. Icky starts with I. And that's why I got rid of the I in Rena. I wonder if that's actually it, or if that comes after.
I don't think that's how Japanese works, but that's...
Yeah, but it might have been a similar line with how her name is written in like kanji.
Yeah.
That she removed the symbol because then it's that.
I'm sure this was a pain in the ass to localize. Yes. Yeah. That is probably like a super elaborate thing in the kanji, like Tifa just said. And then you go, oh my god, this doesn't work in English. What? I need to pull something.
Worst case, you leave it out.
Yeah.
How would one pronounce that prior symbol? It's like, ding.
With love, with a sparkle in your eye. It's a non-verbal sound. It's a quality to how you say it, not something you specifically say.
I'm Reina. I'm going to recapture the happiness I lost when I left Hinamizawa. I will overcome any pain and hardship. I can be happy, because I got rid of icky things.
Icky.
I'm sure there are only incredible things waiting for me. Oh. Incredible starts with I too.
Then incredible.
No, we got rid of the incredible too.
You know what also starts with I? Invincible. Flash title card, and we're back. This line will make more sense if you've seen Invincible.
If you didn't, you should start it.
Yes. Hey Amazon, if you want to pay us to promote Invincible.
I was almost home, and when my house appeared, I noticed something different there.
You said I. I is an I. That's icky. Tfa.
There was a truck parked in front of my house. There was nothing on the back of it, but I can tell it brought something here, because I saw some cardboard boxes, blankets and ropes on the ground.
She's moving in.
From the front of the house, I heard voices of two young men saying,
"Well, we'll be going now."
I can fully understand the step, but say it first, give a heads up, you know? They passed me by as I walked towards the front door. They were wearing some kind of work uniforms. They looked like delivery people. My father was about to close the door when he noticed me.
But wait, real quick. When will Dad tell her, because she's never home?
They still see each other plenty of times. Even if she comes home late, at breakfast, in the weekend.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not like they haven't seen each other in weeks. They see each other every day. She just comes home late.
We don't actually know that.
She does.
No, we do not know that. We haven't seen it. Conveniently, in the previous day, when it was 11 p.m. and time for Raina to finally go home, the screen just faded to black. And then the next morning, we met her at school, or on the way to school.
I think it's safe to assume. Hey, I'm home. What's going on?
Oh, Raina. I have a surprise for you.
My father looked to be in a good mood. I didn't know why he was, but whenever he smiled like that, I just wanted to smile back at him. His eyes used to look like those of a dead fish, no matter how hard I tried to smile at him. But these days, he could put on a big smile just to surprise me. He has been literally coming back to life since a year ago when we moved back to Hinamizawa. No, since he started dating Rina-san. When I see him smile like this, I'm happy. But at the same time, I feel confused because I don't know whether I should thank Rina-san or not.
Look, doesn't it look great?
He took me to the living room. He was probably expecting me to go all oh and ah. So whether there was something in the living room or not, I was ready to go ooh and ah for him. Wow, what a beautiful lamp! And it comes with a rope. Amazing. And it hangs in the middle of the room, so when it's dark, I'm all...
Yeah. And it's a really short rope to pull on too.
I can't reach it.
Uh-huh.
Wow, what is this? Oh, what did you do? I tried to sound excited and surprised. He was standing behind me, probably smiling with satisfaction at hearing my excited voice. I, on the other hand, was desperately trying to understand what was going on. For a moment, I thought I was in someone else's house. You see, the living room had been completely redecorated.
To the tastes of a girlfriend.
It's now all pink. The furniture we had was all basically from the former house in Ibaraki. My parents bought most of the furniture when they got married, so it was all old and a little dirty. Some of them still had crayon scribbles I drew when I was very little. But all of that was gone. Everything in the living room had turned a pastel color, looking very sophisticated like the rooms you'd see in soap operas. The new carpet looked very tropical. The new curtains matched with the carpet. The new sofa looked very expensive. If it looks very expensive, it's usually not comfortable.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah. I've never sat in a super expensive couch, sofa, chair thing and thought, yeah, no, definitely worth the money. This chair agrees, and this chair was cheap.
The living room in general looked like a resort hotel. The channel switcher of our old TV was broken, and we used to have to use pliers to change channels. But it was gone too, replaced by a new one with a big screen. When you had antennas and you had the pliers to move the antennas around to get your reception.
And then with the really bad ones, if you had people over, they had to sit in a certain way, otherwise the antenna would be like jammed or something. I hate these sofas where you need a pillow to lean against. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah.
I think that's rich people shit. Because when you go, well, if you don't have money to be comfortable, you don't deserve to be comfortable. It's like, no, just fuck off.
Even worse is when it looks soft, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Like sometimes where you try couches and you think one is really soft and you like plop on it and basically you feel your spine go because of how hard the damn thing is.
Yeah.
Never again.
Cannot recommend.
At one point my TV would reduce to a line of light until you tap a certain small white component in the open back with a screwdriver. Yeah, this is how TVs used to be.
But in a way, that makes me nostalgic, you know? Like, you don't really have those problems anymore. And you could fix them. But again, I'm not sure if I want to tap a screwdriver, probably a metal screwdriver, onto a running appliance. Generally seems like a great way for me to get fried into a crisp. But, you know, nowadays it's like, oh, my screen doesn't turn on anymore. Well, buy a new one.
Can't smack your TV anymore these days, exactly. If you smack it, it gets worse. But smacking your appliance used to be the magic trick.
Yeah.
That was, it doesn't work. You try turning it on and off, just smack it.
That's why I did the laundry by hand when Tifa wasn't around. I was expecting to get slapped otherwise. On the ass or something. Like, work harder. Sexism can work both ways.
The room's lights had also been replaced by nicer looking ones. The living room looked like a totally different world under the new fluorescent light.
Fluorescent?
Fluorescent. That's exactly what I said. This looks great, Dad. Yeah. What made you do this?
It looks better, but now it's not home anymore. You know what I mean? I did it to get a fresh start. It's been a year since we moved here. I thought it was time for me to reboot and finally start a new life.
I suggested redecorating the house once in order to cheer him up, because he was still a pain after the divorce. But he wasn't interested at the time. He didn't want to get rid of the old furniture he had chosen with my mother, because he still couldn't get over her, even though she cruelly broke up with him. I wanted to suggest it again when the time was right. I never thought he'd do it on his own initiative. That was a good idea. This is a beautiful living room. Oh, this beautiful living room makes me feel refreshed. I love it.
I knew you would. I mean, you always wanted to have a rocking chair, didn't you? I haven't set it up yet, but look. I got it for you.
Dad, thank you. Thank you. This is mine, right? Right?
Hey, this is for everybody, not just for you, Reina.
I understand, but I'm not going to get off the chair once I sit on it. My father explained the details of his redecoration proudly. He told me that he only did the living room this time, but he's going to redecorate all of the rooms. He sure had become more active. There are some parts about the redecoration I didn't like, but I still thought it was great because it made him happy.
Where's the money for this coming from?
But he could have saved up.
True, but we don't know what he's doing for a living now.
Or his girlfriend strips a little bit harder.
She's the manager.
I found the old furniture outside in the yard. Are you going to throw them away?
Yeah, I think we should. A delivery company is coming later to pick them up.
Getting rid of the old furniture means putting an end to my mother. I hated the furniture because it smelled like my mother, and I tried to break everything once. Understand why my father wants to take this opportunity to get rid of him, but for some reason, this new living room makes me feel like I no longer belonged here.
Even if you have bad memories with it, it's still part of our memories.
My father didn't choose the new furniture. Rina-san probably did. Most likely, my father and Rina-san decided to redecorate the living room and went to a furniture store to buy everything. I tried to think positively. The reason why my father didn't tell me about the redecoration was because he wanted to surprise me. No, my father never really considers things that deeply. So, I suppose he didn't tell me because he just didn't think he needed to tell me. I'm sure he didn't redecorate the living room to make me feel like I was no longer welcome. Don't be negative, Reina. My father didn't have any bad intentions. He doesn't want to get rid of me. He doesn't think I'm the reason he can't get remarried. And yet, why did I feel so sad, looking at my old furniture in the yard? Why did I feel like I didn't belong? I realized the reason right away.
It's a German word for pushover. Jack.
Beta, oh, that's very...
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
That is very... What is the current Gen Z?
No, you're not wrong. Psycho is very correct with Weichei, soft egg, Waschlappen, washcloth. Beta is, that's what the cool and hip kids say nowadays. I've said this before, I just hate that type of language because, like, for there to be a beta, there needs to be an alpha. And to me, the idea of there being like alpha males and sigma males and beta, fuck off. Fuck off. That's not how humans work. But it is accurate, unfortunately. I this time I hated that Psycho is not wrong. Washcloth sounds kind of red, yeah. I like Weichei personally, because to just call somebody a soft egg, or a soft boiled egg, it implies soft boiled. I'm always right.
I prefer Waschlappe because I think that's
pen.
Because that's also what I use the most.
I use a washcloth. Actually, I don't use a washcloth regularly.
No, I mean in saying.
Oh, because Tifa bought me a scrubby thing on a stick.
That thing is quite nice.
As an Omega, I laugh in the face of alphas. As a nothing, I laugh in the face of people using those terms unironically. Sorry.
Already said?
I don't think you did.
I did. The reason was me. To him, wanting to have a fresh start by getting rid of the things that reminds him of my mother might be an indication of his unconscious desire to get rid of her daughter.
Two different things.
My father doesn't really consider things deeply, so he might not be thinking that I'm the reason he can't get remarried. But he understands that he can't get remarried while we live together. I mean, you can, but by staying with him, I'm torturing my father. It was my fault he had to get the divorce. That's why I have to support him, to help recapture his happiness. I couldn't just keep him all to myself.
I love how the hiccup went in there so naturally, like she's trying to hold back tears.
I'd have to start thinking about living on my own. I don't need to go to university. I should think about getting a job. But who would hire an uneducated girl like me? Even if somebody did hire me, I wouldn't be able to earn enough money to live on my own. Maybe I should think about working at a hostess club, like Rina-san does. People only choose the jobs they can. A girl like me doesn't have a lot of choices. Not a lot of companies would hire me, or pay the amount of money that I'd need to live on my own. That last is 100% the mood. But, come to think of it, where is the place where I belong? Whenever I end up feeling like this, I miss my secret hideout in the trash piles. I love to get under my blanket and feel the warmth on a cold night. The hideout gets hot and humid during the day, and very cold at night. It's not a comfortable place to spend time in, but it might be the place where I can relax the most, more than I can at my house. No, I shouldn't think like this. I shouldn't think that my house has been invaded by Rina-san. I should thank her for making my father happy. Rina-san isn't trying to kick me out of the house. She's trying to get along with me. But I'm not opening my heart to her. I'm the bad one. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Satoshi-kun and his aunt didn't get along at all, and she abused him for a long time. Compared to him, my situation is a lot easier. Satoko-chan and Rika-chan lost their parents, and they live together now. They've been through very hard times. On the other hand, I still live with my father. I should feel blessed. I shouldn't think I'm unhappy just because of these things. I am happy. I am blessed. The trouble with me is that I still can't admit that I'm happy.
That's a horrible level of like depression where it's like, no, I'm happy, goddammit. I just have to tell myself I'm happy enough. Somebody needs to give Reina a hug.
As a mortal, you're beneath me, so your words don't reach here. A bit like Ranger looking at the top shelf of a supermarket. What did Ranger do that you all clown on him? Be small. Yeah, that's accurate.
You know, Psycho? We talked about this the other day. You know the funniest shit to all of this about me? Learning that Skinner is less tall than me. That broke my mind. That I needed to adapt to that new reality. Because, yeah, I know, right? It's like, maybe when I get to meet him in April, I'll be the one telling him what's on the top of the shelves. I never once said, that is true. You didn't say it, but you acted like it. It is 100% my perception. You never said it, you never insinuated it. It's 100% on me. I've known you taller than me.
It doesn't really matter, as long as we all know that Ranger is the smallest.
6'4", you filthy mortals.
Wait, what's that
6'4" in a real measure?
What's that in not freedom units?
6'4" in centimeters, 193. Damn.
Yeah, you are the tallest.
Psycho, while you're up there, can you dust my cupboards for me, please? Impressive. 6'4" is real. No, it's not. No, any measure based on the length of a foot of a member of royalty is imaginary. No, I'm sorry to say, no. Mm-mm.
It's time to start moving on to prisoner measures.
Prisoner what?
Well, these are freedom measurements.
Okay, I see what you were going for. It did not work.
Well.
Why do you want Australian measures?
Australian?
My attempt at a joke dies the moment Tifa doesn't remember the history of Australia.
People don't need to be measured down to the centimeter. People maybe not.
That's short people talk. I'm joking.
Almost everything else should.
Exactly. Everything should be.
Like some things you want accurate.
Tifa, do you know that modern Australia, like outside of all the people that actually lived there before the British settlers came. But the British used Australia as a prison colony. You know, the British found the island and went like, yeah, this is hell, let's put the bad people here.
Seems about right. Oh, everything here wants to kill us. This is a good place.
I'm only 185. You are taller than me, Dark Lord, unless I wear my good boots. I'm 181.
81?
Yeah. I am a 180, but in my ID it says 181. The nice lady back then giving me my ID gave me an extra centimeter. It's very nice of her. They saw the emus and knew better than to say, yeah, the kangaroos, the emus, the poisonous everything. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Kind of does, yeah.
My father kept talking proudly about the redecoration. He should redecorate.
Sure, go ahead. You call somebody.
I nodded at him with a big smile and let him keep at it.
Okay, one last thing about the height thing. So I can look you in the eye. Yeah, if I bend over.
He's not that much taller.
I feel like I have to keep up that energy for some reason. And I don't know why. The internet has made me toxic about people's heights. I do not give a flying fuck about how tall a person is. I do not care. The only times I ever do is if something needs to be reached. There. So
then it's convenient.
Yeah, exactly. But that can go both ways. Because it can be more convenient to be a shorter person to reach certain things, and it can be more convenient to reach things when you're taller. There you go. To everybody suffering about your height, fuck it.
Except Ranger. Haha, you're small. Even though I'm pretty certain Ranger is the same size I am actually, as in the same height.
You know what's actually...
Which makes it even funnier.
Especially for you, Psycho, the craziest thing about Ranger is, yes, he is, I believe, shorter than most of us. At least that I know.
I'm not actually sure.
But the thing with Ranger in particular is, he used to be a paratrooper. So, like... He will tell you the story of how he lost height from the amount of parachute jumps he's done. Because it compacted his spine.
Ranger has shrunk a little bit.
Yeah, not just a little bit.
Which is where the joke kind of comes from. He has landed on his legs a bit too often.
For real, yes, for real. Yeah.
Ranger used to be in the military and it did not do his body very well.
No, for many reasons.
Not just his body, but...
But this is the one we make fun of.
He actually did lose a couple of centimeters from jumping out of planes.
Because of the impact, that's really not good for your body.
Yeah. His spine got a bit more...
Fucked up.
I mean, and pressed into one another.
And fucked up.
Yeah. I never knew that was a thing until I learned about that.
Yeah, until Ranger graciously explained this all to us. So if Ranger is ever in a situation where I'm nearby and he can't reach something, you will bet your ass I will get on the ground and he gets to use me as a stepping stool. That's how much I love the guy. There you go.
We make fun of him a lot, but he's great.
He makes fun of me for being German. I feel like we all have our thing.
Also, it's okay to snitch on us. He knows.
Yeah.
His nose is already itching right now.
He keeps sneezing. What are these assholes talking about now?
Fuck, they're at it again.
I just lift him up, put my gains to... That's rude. At least ask first. I have a not funny actually, but more like a sad story. I went to school for a couple of years with a girl that was way shorter than everybody else. It also didn't help that she looked younger than everybody else. Like when we were all 18, if you had mistaken her for like 13, it would have been understandable. But at some point, somebody lifted her.
Yeah, especially when you think they're much younger, they take more liberties.
No, they knew. They were kids from... I say kids. We were like 17 or 16, 17.
That's still kids.
Yeah. But you would hope they know better. But yeah, one of the other girls in class picked her up.
That is pretty disrespectful.
I would have kicked some shins. She had more grace than I would have ever had. She kept calm. She made them put her down. And she explained in clear, concise words how she feels about this. And within seconds, they
did it again.
No, it was very clear that this will never happen again. And this person, like, I don't even remember what exactly she said to that other girl, but within the span of 5 seconds, you could see that like the light bulb in her head went on. She realized she fucked up, and she apologized.
Yeah, because then it's like, haha, this is funny.
Yeah, actually it isn't. Shit. Yeah, no.
But it is funny when you do it to Ranger.
No!
Sorry, I had to.
Okay, maybe a little bit. No! Don't just pick people up.
I kid the Ranger.
But his opinion doesn't matter. No. Consent is important when picking people up. It's not like Lord of the Rings where you can just... Even then they asked Gimli before they could throw him, I think. Yes, true.
Doesn't he usually ask to be thrown himself?
Yes, Gimli specifically asked to be thrown. Yes. Spoilers for Lord of the Rings, but still. Be more like the people around Gimli.
Let's only watch Lord of the Rings again.
Extended editions.
Might as well.
It's like 4 hours.
I think we watched them at like Christmas last time.
I don't know. Anyway. Oh, I almost forgot. Rena, can I ask you a favor?
Sure. What is it? I think, by the way, when they now say Rena as in Rena, maybe we should swap to Rena.
I will try, but I will keep forgetting.
Because technically, now we should say Rena, and her actual name is Rena. But because we flip it around, maybe we should flip the Rena and Rena.
I like how Tifa made that decision earlier, and now I have to follow suit.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this again, then.
No, you don't have to repeat it. I'm just saying. And my ex.
Yes. And my Tifa.
You don't need anything else.
True. You will ask her to move while she's moving, and then she becomes a roadblock, and then the orcs have nowhere else to go.
Exactly.
Tifa would have single-handedly saved Helm's Deep. Oh, I almost forgot. Rena, can I ask you a favor?
Sure. What is it?
I ordered 2 jackets from the clothing store. It seems like they came in today. I have to help the delivery company pick up the furniture, so can you get the jackets for me?
2 jackets? Now that is fancy. Sure. Which store is it? I wonder what kind of jackets you got. I can't wait to see them. No matter what they look like, I'm sure Rina-san picked them out for him. Although I don't mind going. I'd rather go to the store than listen to stories about the redecoration of our living room. I got the receipt, asked him where the store is, changed my clothes and left the house. I started pedaling my bicycle and looked at the old furniture in the yard for the last time. They used to be the object of my hatred, but for some reason, they now made me feel sentimental. Is it because I still regret the loss of my mother, even though I hate her? I couldn't let poisonous emotions take over my heart. Understood that in my mind, but I just couldn't get rid of that feeling. The old furniture wasn't the only stuff that was kicked out of the house. There was also a lot of junk that I brought home from the landfill. My father was probably going to throw that away too. He doesn't like the junk I collect. He'll probably let the delivery company take it all together with the old furniture. Just like an animal that rubs its scent on its home in order to feel secure. I collected all the junk in order to make sure that I could stay here. No, that's not it. I wanted to bring them to my house because they were abandoned by their former owners.
Like she with her mother.
And they needed a place to live.
Yep. It's all starting to make sense.
Do you think Kelly has ever accidentally thrown Ranger away?
No, I do not think so.
You hear like this shouting from the from inside the trash can.
Listen, actually, yes, I do think she might have once accidentally, but because Ranger has the ability to fall asleep anywhere, and for better or for worse, if you're borderline narcoleptic, I could totally imagine him like throwing out the trash and then falling asleep.
It's not unlikely, no?
Yeah, and then being in there. I'll bet that we need to ask him next time he's around.
The store where my father ordered the jackets from is a fancy boutique. It's hard to believe my father would shop at a store like this on his own. I could tell right away that Rina-san took him here. I handed over his receipt to the cashier. A short time later, the store manager came out wearing a perplexed look.
Higurashi-sama, I'm very sorry, but it seems like the truck carrying your jackets is stuck in traffic. It should be here soon, though.
He said that the driver called a while ago, told him he just got off the highway and would be here in about an hour. I didn't need to know all the details, but he explained them to me anyway.
Didn't ask.
I asked him if I should come back tomorrow. He insisted that I should wait because the truck would be coming shortly, and he urged me to take a seat on their sofa. Coming in an hour? Oh, you should just wait. Excuse me?
I like how Skinner now is beginning to also feel bad. And starts adding context. For context, Ranger isn't narcoleptic, but we know of. He's just known to crash out in random places at home for extended periods of time. True.
That is something we've also actually learned from his military time, where it was part of his training to be
learn
able
how to fall asleep.
Yeah,
basically.
to learn how to fall asleep and to be able to sleep in any situation, anywhere. So he can sleep standing, he can sleep... I think I even recall him saying he had to sleep in water before, like, in the weirdest positions. And that's where that comes from. Plus the fact that Ranger can sleep for 3 days in a row and has once randomly disappeared.
Effectively hibernating. Oh, like a waterbed. If only. I think it wasn't quite that nice. Yeah. Plus we have seen pictures of Ranger sleeping in very weird positions. Like as if he had fallen onto a car. Like all like splayed out.
It's actually amazing in how he can sleep. And the funny thing is, his son picked up on that as well. Yeah. Because we've seen pictures of his son like sleeping on like these big balls, like his head half off the couch.
Like the Family Guy pose? Yeah, similar. Similar enough, yes. Again, like it's funny to see because it's not what like if I tell you there's a picture of a guy sleeping, you wouldn't picture that, you know? Like the audacity of it all is what's funny. But on the other hand, I think it's crazy that he can do these things. I don't think my body would allow me to sleep like this.
I count it as a skill, really.
Yeah, kind of.
And even if I did, there would be revenge when I wake up.
Yeah, I don't think he feels great after either, but he survives it. I wouldn't.
That is true. But I didn't really feel comfortable waiting there, so I thought I might be back soon and left the store. The most extreme position I can fall asleep is sat down.
I've fallen asleep standing. Cannot recommend.
Never done that, but I think I agree with the most extreme is sitting.
Nah, sitting is easy. Sitting is, well, sorry.
Well, that's the whole
thing,
that's the most extreme situation.
No, when I was still working shifts and sometimes I had to get up at like 4 in the morning to get to work. Standing in the train, because I had to get out soon, so I didn't feel like sitting down. Like I would be standing leaning against something, listening to music, and then like especially in like winter, when it's like warm in the train because they keep the heating on, like the vibrations, I close my eyes and suddenly I realize that I'm falling. I wasn't falling, I was just sliding down quickly, like with my ass towards my heels. So I jolt awake and I immediately stand up again, and I could just feel everybody's eyes on me, like I was just pumping. Like, yeah, no, this is normal.
Yeah, that's more like leaning against, not even just standing. Because I know Ranger can also sleep standing, not leaning.
I think I fell asleep outside leaning against a wall. I fell asleep. I think I was just both drunk and bored. Killer combination for sleeping.
Don't think I've ever had that. Maybe like doze off, but that's the...
Yeah.
That's the worst. I wondered if there are any fast food restaurants nearby. I might have to go all the way back to the station. I looked around and found a coffee house. The glass on the door was black, so I couldn't see inside. That sounds shady as fuck.
Inside is Rena with another guy.
Oh, this is the hostess place, you think? But there was a poster saying the price for a cup of tea is lower than normal for women on weekdays. That's sexist. I'd just be going to get a cup of tea to kill some time. It should be okay. But still, I hesitated to go inside before opening the door.
But wait, the windows are black. The glass on the door was black, so I couldn't see inside. That is the gentleman's club, 100%.
Yeah, but why would they make it cheaper for women?
Because they want men to come inside. It's the same with like clubs. Mixed clubs that cater to men and women generally try to avoid having too many men, because too many men usually means less women, and less women usually means less men. It's weird how the balance between the two works. So a lot of clubs, I think, I don't know, I've never really been to clubs a lot. I don't know if they still get to do that because of sexism of it all, but there used to be tons of places in like the 90s and stuff where women's drinks were half a price, or buy two get one free, stuff like this, so that women would go to these places, and because women were going to these places, more men would show up.
Well, still seems weird. Let me click on this link.
Don't do it. It's a rickroll. I think I could probably just fall asleep. I think I could probably fall asleep stood up, but I fidget in my sleep, so I'd go to turn and just fall over. Yeah, I cannot recommend doing that.
So what is that, Skinner? Microphone champion?
Too Many Men. It's a song.
Do you see that? Oh.
In the title.
Now I see it. I was just looking at the image. Gotta play it later.
Skinner is now communicating exclusively through sharing YouTube links with us all.
Oh, it's just never. Okay. Our first impression.
Excuse you? Does that look pink to you?
Oh no.
She cannot not be the main character. Look at this.
She went inside. Who else would this be?
Her first impression of a coffee house was the smell of cigarettes. It's normal for coffee houses to be filled with cigarette smoke. It's like a requirement. But Raina still regretted her decision. When she was thinking about leaving, the proprietor spoke to her brusquely and showed her to a table. Raina gave up on the idea of leaving and sat down. The atmosphere in the shop was far from a clean, normal coffee house where you would go simply to enjoy coffee and cigarettes. It was more like a place where vulgar people would hang around. Raina didn't feel comfortable at all, but what bothered her the most was the laughter of a man and a woman sitting together in the very back of the shop. The table was behind a planter, so depending on how one looked at it, one could say she was in the spot most protected from their laughter. But Raina looked as though she wanted to leave as soon as she finished her tea.
Oh look, she's in the super duper fancy 5-star restaurant.
Yes, it is. Enjoy it. The bell hanging from the entrance door rang, letting her know a customer just came in. It was a little surprising for her that a coffee shop like this could draw in so many customers. Raina peeked at the newcomers from behind the planter. There were two of them. They looked like vulgar men, the kind of people you didn't want to get involved with instantly when you saw them. The proprietor tried to show them to a table, but they ignored him and walked towards the back. They walked up to the couple who had been laughing loudly and greeted them with a bow.
Also, who is this? Tepe. But who is the narrator now?
We don't know yet. Tifa, I have a really dumb idea. What was the name of a girl that was found at the beginning of chapter 3?
I have no clue. The one they found in the sewers, basically.
Yeah.
Did they ever release a name? I don't think so.
Eventually.
You think it's Rina?
And what was the name of the dead girlfriend / acquaintance / possible prostitute that Tepe lived with?
Also Rina? Was it?
I do not recall, and that makes me afraid. Because what if that is Rina?
Well, if she's a hostess, there's a high chance he's with Rina if this is the place she works at. It's kind of her job.
Hey, you finally made it. Sit down. The couple stopped laughing and the man told the newcomers to sit down in a threatening tone of voice.
I'd say it's a third-person perspective. Yeah, but that's usually always like someone. This seems a bit odd.
No, it's a narrator.
Yeah, but they never had a narrator in the game so far. It's always been someone.
Tifa doesn't deal well with change.
At this point, no.
This is enough change. This is enough.
We're in chapter 6. Stick to the program.
Also,
it's suspicious.
I cannot hear the game. I can tell.
Yeah. I haven't had sound since we came back from our break, now that you mention it.
Alright, let me just...
Have you guys had sound?
That's what I just said. I can see that there is game sound. So yes, everybody else can hear it, but we don't.
I only realize now we haven't had sound the entire time.
It's fine. I will find out what exactly broke later. As instructed, the two of them took a seat. So, what happened?
We're very sorry. We tried to...
Cut it, dipshit. Just hand it over. The two of them looked at each other before they each took an envelope out of their pockets and put it on the table. The man roughly grabbed the 2 envelopes and tore one of them open. Inside, there were many wrinkled 10,000 yen bills bound into a bundle with a rubber band. He opened the other one to make sure it also had cash in it and then threw it to the woman. Count them. Fuck my life. Why can't nice things happen in this shithole?
Hey, don't order me around. This is originally my money, you know.
Shut up. Just count them. The man yelled at the woman. She licked her thumb, looking annoyed, and started counting the cash expertly. The 2 newcomers hung their heads while she counted. Lighting a cigarette, the man waited for her to finish counting.
Good. It's all here.
The woman said that after flicking through the last bill. The newcomers looked relieved. The man, however, didn't look satisfied as he stared at the bundle of bills the woman was holding. Ritsuko, how much is there?
What? I told you it's all here.
I'm asking you, how much is that?
I told you all the money I lent them.
No, idiot. I'm asking you if they paid you the interest. The man and Ritsuko yelled at each other. Even though they were making all that noise, the other customers acted like they didn't hear anything. Hey boys, there's only 2 million here. What's going on? The 2 of them were trying to find some excuses to make. It seemed like this behavior had touched the man's nerves as he started looking furious. The fuck is this? I asked you what's going on, you better start talking. I like how I slowly get into the Joycey accent. His angry voice echoed through the shop. He hit the table hard and dropped the glass on the floor. The noise thickened the tension in the atmosphere.
We're very sorry.
Being sorry doesn't give her the interest, does it? I don't mind calling the police to solve our problem, you know?
But please don't.
2 newcomers must have been in an extremely vulnerable position. They bowed so deeply that their foreheads almost touched the table. I called you all here because I thought you wouldn't want me to involve the police. But then you act like you don't fucking care, huh?
We're sorry. We're very sorry.
While you could pity them, the newcomers looked as vulgar as the man threatening them, making it hard to decide whether you should feel sorry for them or not. After a while, Ritsuko opened her mouth as if to offer them help.
Tae-chan, don't be so mean to them. I'm sorry, my guy gets mad easily when money's involved.
Don't have to add the money part. I'm getting ticked because they're bitching at you.
Geez, saying these stupid things won't get you anything. Well, there we go.
Wait.
So now it says Ritsuko.
That's her last name.
Oh.
Did
Yes. Ritsuko is a nickname. Oh, okay.
Did Reina kill Teppei? I've forgotten which chapter. The previous one. In chapter 5, yeah. It's not even been that long ago. There was the mystery of who killed Satoshi's aunt. Because it appears to be that Satoshi prepares to kill her, but we never actually learn if he did. There's also the weird omission of what happens to Shion at the same time. So we truly do not know. And similarly, in chapter 3, it was 3, right? Yeah, where Keiichi tries to kill Teppei.
That wasn't 3, I think.
That was 3. Yeah, that's how long that's been. 4 was the prequel, and 5 was the Shion chapter. So it was 3. And in 3 he killed somebody, and Teppei is I don't know where. I'm so confused.
This is too much of a leap right now. You have nothing that even backs that up or that would make you believe that. So that is way too early to even say.
I really think the dead girl they find in chapter 3 is Rina.
That would not be too far-fetched.
The man pulled Ritsuko roughly into his arms and frantically kissed her lips without caring about the other customers. Their kiss wasn't like the lovely ones that normal couples would share. It looked obscene instead. He let her lips go to take a breath, kissed them again and repeated that for a while. After a while he finally got bored of kissing and let her go.
He gets really mad when it comes to me too. He's impossible.
So what? This woman's like a part of my body. Putting dirt on her means putting dirt on me. Whoever tries to do that is in for a bloodbath.
Do you remember the guy with the comb over? I forgot what you did to that guy after you took him outside.
I remember him. He challenged me once to take you outside. He said he did karate, so I got a little excited to see what he had and I punched him in the stomach, but then he just kneeled down on the ground. I was disappointed, so I took off his pants and underwear and made him clean the public toilets with them. See? I'm helping society. I deserve an award for that one.
I can't believe you made him do that. You're so gross sometimes.
I love it. Oh my god, you're an asshole. Fuck me.
Yeah.
And they started laughing loudly like they were doing earlier. The laughter obviously intimidated their companions.
Listen, you two. Tae-chan is actually in a very good mood today. Usually he'd start yelling, "This isn't enough money," and you'd be thrown into the Oji River naked by now.
I'm so proud that you didn't say Ouchie River. For a moment you wanted to, come on.
Of course. After they've been thrown in, it's Ouchie.
Fair.
We truly apologize for the inconvenience.
Well, you forgot about the interest, but you did put together all the rest of the money in time. I'm impressed. So I'll be nice and take that into consideration, you know?
Anyway, his interest rate is a little high, but it's only 5 if you pay it today. If you wait even a day longer, it will be doubled. And if it's doubled, I don't think you'll be able to pay it no matter what you do. So I'm going to make you a deal. Taechan, would you give us a minute?
Sure, guess it's okay. The man left the table with a grin and headed for the bathroom. He was far too amenable to that request, as if they'd planned for him to leave the table at that moment. Ritsuko made sure that he was in the bathroom, then took some papers out of her bag and spread them on the table.
You're young. You don't want to ruin your life because of an outlaw like him, do you?
You already have at this point. Spoilers.
So, I recommend you pay all the interest today. If you do, you can cut your ties with him.
We understand that, but we can't get 500,000 yen just like that.
I understand. I bet you tried really hard to collect that 2 million yen. I understand there's no one who'd help you out with another 500,000.
They must have done their very best to collect even the money they brought today. So it must be impossible for them to collect even a dime from anybody now. They hung their heads and told her that.
However, take a look. I made this for you.
Ugh!
The guys looked at the paper on the table and muttered under their breaths.
You don't need collateral or a joint guarantor. Guarantor?
Yeah.
Oh. You don't need collateral or a joint guarantor for this, so the interest rate is a bit high. But with this, you can take out a loan of 500,000 yen right away. Even this interest rate is a lot better than Taechan's. What do you think?
It'd be easy for anyone to guess what Ritsuko was trying to force them to do.
If you show him this with your signature on it, I'm sure he'll let you off. This seems like a very elaborate scam.
Yes, it is. Loan sharking, yep.
No. It's your choice, though. If you need a pen, you can use mine. Here.
She's the money and he's the muscle.
Yep.
Because she doesn't look like she's gonna hunt you down to the ends of Earth, but he will. I read the small print on the document and was stunned by the outrageous interest rate. Ritsuko didn't force them to do anything. She just looked out the window and smoked her cigarette. But she is forcing them, though. After a while, the man returned from the bathroom. Hey, did you come to an agreement? They looked at him, steeled themselves, and took the pen.
Outstanding members of society. Now I see why you didn't want to call dibs on Rina.
But she has a star tattoo on her pelvis.
I wonder why they left that out, because in all versions it's in there.
I don't know. Maybe it's too obvious? Like, I don't have a problem with tattoos, but tattoos in Japan are like a taboo kind of thing, no?
Yeah, but she is also a taboo.
Yes, exactly. That's my point, Tifa. She understands me now.
They're going to borrow money to pay your interest. It's only 500,000 yen, so they can pay their debt soon if they work really hard.
That's great, I'm impressed. Men get tougher when we have something burdening them. They must have planned this from the very beginning. The man and Ritsuko got what they wanted and grinned at each other. There were many things to fill out on the documents and it was taking them a long time. The man and Ritsuko, already knowing that, started talking amongst themselves. Ritsuko, how's your husband Hinamizawa doing?
What? He's not my husband.
What's going on with him? I heard he has a lot of money. How much do you think you can squeeze out of him?
Well, you'll be so surprised. I heard his ex-wife gave him a settlement when they divorced, right? But I just found out that she gave him a lot.
How much is a lot?
He has about 50 million yen in the bank. He's a big spender.
Whoa, that's real big. So, how much do you think you can squeeze out of him?
He has a big crush on me. He buys me anything I want. Anything. He's not cheap like you. I might get serious about him.
No, I don't think so. Your body won't be satisfied with anyone but me.
Stop it. Not here.
Imagine the sound of somebody putting something back into their pants. So, what's the plan?
I'm thinking about telling him I need some money to get rid of my ex-boyfriend.
How much you gonna ask him for? You're a scary woman. Let me know if you need an actor for a play. I'll be a very scary ex-boyfriend.
Excuse me, we've finished.
Great. Then let's bring it over to the loan company. Let's go take care of a check, would you? The man pat them on their shoulders, then walked to the door. Another person was just about to enter and they nearly ran into each other. The man probably wouldn't make way for the person considering his personality. But when he noticed who that person was, he stepped aside. I'm not shocked that Kasai is here, but why exactly is Kasai here?
Good question. And Kasai does not look vulgar. Wow.
Yes, he does.
Rude.
Vulgar is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. The person looked as vulgar as all the other men. He was wearing a black suit with sunglasses on. He wasn't that big, but his stern look was very intimidating.
Especially seeing how he wears a black suit.
Well, Yakuza. Yeah, but
still, I feel like vulgar is too broad of a term here used for everything.
Vulgar as in undesirable. The seedy underbelly.
Fair enough.
It was clear at a glance that he was a gangster and a professional one at that. The man who was behaving badly earlier looked a little nervous in front of him. As Ritsuko finished paying her check, she noticed the man in the suit.
Like, I feel like vulgar is very...
Here we go.
Bottom of the list, kinda.
Yeah, outlaw,
nasty.
Undesirable, unspeakable.
But Kasai is like top class vulgar.
Yeah,
if anything.
Now you will begin to see why.
Oh, general manager. Good morning, sir.
The man in the suit said nothing. He just raised his chin as if saying, "Fuck off." Ritsuko and the others bowed to him and left the shop in a hurry. The proprietor noticed the man in the suit, also greeting him with a bow. Who could he have been? He appeared sedate compared to the other men, but he must be dangerous because he made them even step aside. Everybody in the shop thought the same thing and tried not to look at him. The man in the suit looked around and found the menu on the wall. The proprietor walked up to him hesitantly. "Hey, waiter."
Yes? Is anything bothering you, sir?
Do you have this seasonal desserts, sweet something or other today?
Huh? Oh. No, actually, we aren't running that today. But, well, if you insisted, then we could make it specially for you.
I want that power. I want to be like the guys in the anime shows I watch. That just, they take off the limiter and then they radiate energy. And I don't want that power per se, but I want to go into a restaurant or something and then they come and go like, here's the menu. And then I go, it says vegan, but it says oyster sauce. Are you sure it's vegan? Switch off. And then they go, I will check with the kitchen. Thank you. Yeah. I would do it for vegan things. Or vegetarian issues. There's no meat in cake. Fuck you.
I'm glad you're using your power for the good.
Yeah, for my own belly. If you're not selling it, you're not selling it. I'll come back some other day.
Hey, Kasai. He said he'd make it for you. Take his offer. We came all the way here.
The girl seemed to be the only one who couldn't read the heavy atmosphere in the shop, and she came in laughing cheerfully. It was Mion Sonozaki's twin sister, Shion. I think she can read the room just fine. It's just that I'm up here and you're here. So...
What you gonna do?
Yeah. Look my way and I'll have him kill your family. Shion pushed Kasai into the store while he hesitated. She looked at a girl who was sitting down and stopped in her tracks.
Huh? Oh, it's you! Hello! Reina-san! How are you doing? I think this is a good moment to save. Huh? Oh, Shi-chan? I'm surprised to see you here. Huh? Are you here by yourself? Are you waiting for someone? Is it my sis? Or maybe could it be Keiichi? Shi-chan. Who is this?
Suddenly big Yakuza guy.
Are you talking about Kasai here? He's like my bodyguard. He'll protect me when my life is in danger, won't you?
I'll give my life for your sake if that's what you want me to do.
Oh, wow. Kasai, if you were 20 years younger, I might have fallen for you. He looks scary, but he's a very funny guy. He's a washlappen.
or fingernail.
This is Reina Ryuku-san. She's Sis's friend.
My name is Kasai. Nice to meet you.
Kasai-san? Do you know the people who just walked past you?
Kasai nodded, indicating that he was familiar with him.
Who are they? I've never seen them before.
The man is Teppei Hojo, a skunk of a human being. Shion seemed to know who he was once he heard the name Hojo.
And the woman?
Rina Mamiya. Rina Mamiya sounds like something out of a rhyme.
Mamma mia, here comes Rina to take all of your money. Mamma mia.
Here she goes again. Mama, mama, mama mia.
I am bankrupt.
The power of ugliness. Rina Mamiya, I believe that's her business name. Her real name is Ritsuko Mamiya, I think. She's a hostess at Flower Road.
Oh, Ritsuko is not a nickname, it's her actual name. Kasai-san? Do you know what he is to her? They look like a couple to me.
Hojo is Rina's pimp. They're very, very bad people, so you should never get involved with them.
How bad are they?
You know, I was thinking wanting to murder Rina is kind of bad, and I would feel horrible when Rina eventually falls down that dark, long path to murder.
She's scum.
Well, you know, it's still not good, but it becomes more easy to digest. Rina pressed him for the answer, and Kasai seemed to be... Rina pressed him for the answer, and Kasai seemed to back down a little from that pressure. It's more courteous to stay out of a woman's private affairs.
How bad are they?
Please don't ask.
How bad are they?
Rina kept asking the same question until she got an answer. Shion sensed how desperate Rina was and cut into the conversation.
Kasai, why don't you just tell her? I don't think she's asking out of curiosity. Am I right, Reina-san?
Shion said while sipping her venti triple choc mocha latte. There was tension developing between Reina and Kasai. Shion seemed to be the only one who couldn't read the mood. Kasai finally opened his mouth. They're both skunks, really.
Hey! Finally their sound.
And in this moment our sound comes back. I've touched or changed nothing. I hate it when I try to say two words at the same time.
Suddenly ominous.
They're both skunks, really. I've heard that they make a living by gambling and blackmailing people. I've also heard that they set up badger games.
What's a badger game?
It's actually adorable, but it's unfortunately illegal. So what a zoo does is they take two badgers and they give them a ball, and then they make you bet on the outcome of a soccer game.
It's kind of cute, but it doesn't really work. It's
actually adorable.
Yes, it is. I would bet on it. Well, a badger game is like a marriage fraud. The woman finds a catch, a man who has money, and begins a relationship with him. Then her boyfriend shows up, catches him in the act, blames the guy for stealing his girlfriend, and then blackmails him for money.
First, the woman makes him buy expensive stuff for her, and then she and her boyfriend take all of his money. There's a rumor that she's got herself a big catch recently.
Wow. Whoever that is, I'm so sorry for him. Well, the guy had some fun with her too. I guess he gets what he deserves.
That's a little harsh, Shion-san. A man sometimes falls for a woman very easily.
Oh, really? I wonder whom you fell for. Haha, because we know. Waiter, bring the dessert to us, please. Wait, where did she go?
She just took her leave. Reina was already gone. The door, which had just closed, looked as if it was the only thing that knew where she went.
So deep.
This is a good moment to save. I feel so bad. Also, okay, this is the girl that ends up dead in chapter 3.
Yeah, but still, it's not chapter 3.
Yes, it is.
It might be similar or aligned with chapter 3, but it's not chapter 3.
I think it is.
Doesn't make sense.
Why not?
It's like I said, events that have happened in chapter 3 have happened here too, completely different.
Not really.
It's not like in the previous chapter where you still see new things or from a different perspective, but the events lined up.
No, I think that's a misunderstanding on our part, mostly yours. You mean the dessert festa at Angel Mort?
Yeah.
That wasn't the dessert festa. Oh, sorry, it was, but it wasn't the same day.
Or you think it was another one?
Yes. Press A! I would have, but Tifa was like, we should call it a night at some point.
I mean, it's still too early in, but so far it doesn't seem like it.
I'm thinking, because, hear me out, maybe I'm dumb, maybe I'm wrong, but I think there are, either I'm just picking up on more of them, or I'm supposed to be led a certain way. I feel like there are more clues in the writing this time around. Tifa is rocking back and forth sideways, and it's like making me move, and that's fair enough.
Yeah. Hey.
When they went to Angel Mort, Keiichi went like, why are all of these people here? And Reina explained to him they're having an event, and you can only get in with so many people per ticket. They never said they have a ticket.
Yeah, because we didn't have so. It was explained that we were put on the list.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but it can't still match up now.
We got on the list because it's run by a member of Mion's family.
Yeah, we got put on the list because of Mion.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't make sense because he didn't know what all of this was.
Yeah.
So if he would now go there again, he already knows what all of it is.
But the dessert festa that I think we're both thinking about was in chapter 2, not chapter 3.
Oh, that I don't remember.
The dessert festa was chapter 2 when he helped Shion in the store standing up for her and she gave him a ticket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then it can...
Chapter 3 was the one with a baseball game where they went there, or where they talked at length about the desserts at Angel Mort.
Okay. I need to quickly scroll through chapter 3 again.
Dessert festa? Close. F-E-S-T-A.
Fiesta.
No.
Or was it festa?
Yes.
Or just fest?
I cannot type. Like this. Ah, fiesta. No, festa.
Festa. I need to quickly scroll through chapter 3 again to see what all
the fuck
exactly
is a festa?
happened in there.
Skinner, you disappoint me. Google it.
A festa is a festa.
It's a festival.
It's a fest with an L.
I don't know why in Japan they use that word a lot. Festa in Japan refers to a variety of festivals and events encompassing everything from cultural celebrations to art and design gatherings, is what the Google AI tells me.
Too late, it's just a general general thing. Fester is what you say when you want to be hit harder.
Yes. That means harder in German. And exactly in that sense you can use it too, as in harder, daddy. I think this leads into chapter 3.
Okay, yeah, then it can still be.
And wait.
Basically, yeah. No, come.
You stop pushing me. I'm not stupid. I'm thinking.
You take 10-minute pauses.
Yeah, it's annoying when you do that too, and I let you.
Come to the point.
Let him cook. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Chill, bitch. She used my soap.
If I let him cook, he's gonna sit here all night.
You don't have an opinion anymore. You do this. Cook what? Cook my hot takes and cool, awesome theories. Huh? Yeah, exactly. Tifa does the reverse of it. I love it when she just disappears half off screen. Stop moving!
Oh my god, I'm waiting!
Yeah, and
let me move more here.
I still have my elbow on there.
Well, then take it off. Come on, you were cooking.
I'm trying.
Tifa,
you're taking me out of this, please.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
This is why I don't let him cook, psycho.
She's still doing it.
Yeah, now you don't have your elbow on it.
She started it. Make her stop.
Oh my god.
What if... No, wait. I need to ask a different question. Does anybody remember, or would kindly tell me... Tifa, I can see you shake your head. Fuck off. It does smell like bitch in here, and it's not me.
It was even as nice to not say no.
At the beginning of chapter 3, they find the corpse of a woman. What was her name?
Don't remember. I don't know if they even said it.
I didn't ask you, I asked them.
Wow. Another reason not to let him cook.
Well, I still have my notes. I remember us learning the name. They do say it once. It's not Chihiro. I believe they mentioned the name, and I think that name was different than Rina's. And it's not Ritsuko either. It's not Ritsuko Mamiya. I want to know? Yes, please. But I want to know if they did mention it. I'm 100% sure they did, but as Tifa aptly points out, sometimes I'm wrong. Rachel. This isn't Friends, Skinner.
Well, Ritsuko was her real name, they said.
Yeah, but we also know in chapter 3 that Teppei's girlfriend / Rina, it was indeed Rina Mamiya or Ritsuko. Okay, Renee.
Okay, so it was her that was found dead. Then...
So...
it will still match up.
I'm saying we got slightly bamboozled. Because the opening of chapter 3 isn't chronologically the start of a story. Actually, it might be. I don't recall where chapter 3 starts exactly.
But we definitely started with the two neighbors talking to one another.
After that, the actual story in Hinamizawa.
Oh, I do remember it was a couple days before Watanagashi.
Yeah. And it's still a couple days before now.
Which means she's probably going to die between now and a few days.
It was mentioned in writing, so no spoilers. Yes, exactly. I could know this if my memory was better, or if I quickly pulled up our own stream and quickly found the part where they confirm that's her. I think somebody killed Rina, and I think it's gonna be Reina. And what if... Here we go. What if the openings of all the chapters connect to each other?
But it's not all openings that connect.
Why not?
How did chapter 2 open?
I don't remember.
Then how can you say that all openings connect?
What if some of the cold openings connect to each other?
You're now just randomly saying that because one connects. You don't even remember the others.
Okay, I can't say this because it's a spoiler, but you just made me realize something I didn't before. You're welcome, Yugi. Please remember this moment and tell us in like half a year when we're done with Higurashi and it's not a spoiler anymore. Or true, if you are on our Discord, we do have a Higurashi thread.
A game thread. Everything you put in spoilers there, we do not read.
Yes, we do read the thread, but not the things put in spoiler tags because people are talking about story things and we do not check those. Chapter 6 opens with Reina, with everybody surrounding Reina being at the junkyard. And the mood is very down. The mood is very like funeral-like. Mm-hmm. And she goes, I will tell you a story. Mm-hmm. What if that is the story of why she killed Rina? And what if that is the beginning of chapter 1?
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1 opens with somebody killing a woman.
Chapter 1? No, it doesn't.
Chapter 1 opens out of nowhere with somebody killing a woman.
Don't remember. But I somehow doubt in chapter 1 it was Rina, if anything. I don't think Rina is what is gonna put it all together.
Chapter 1 was the culprit talking about regretting it. Yes. Specifically, a woman. A woman being the victim. Because I remember there being a lot of like she and her and stuff like this. Yes.
I don't remember, but I doubt it would be Rina. But you could be right. Write it down if you want.
No. I'm not firm enough in my theory yet to do that.
But you are in the others.
I'm actually no. Fuck you. No, I've had it with your bullshit.
Sometimes come with the most ridiculous things. I think there's stuff in there.
Apologize for thinking out loud and having a theory. No.
That is fine, but you do write stuff down like, oh, Keiichi is also Irie. Or Irie is Keiichi's mother.
Everybody is robots.
But now you come with something that could be legit and then you don't want to write it down.
Actually, I just realized my spoiler is wrong.
That's okay.
That's alright, it happens. I often realize I'm wrong after I spoke as well. But not right now. I have a different question. Right, anyway, I need to do it. I had this moment yesterday while I was on one of the walks with Tifa. The timeline doesn't work out, but my thought was, what if Keiichi's mom is Reina's mom?
Oh yeah, we discussed that.
I was thinking, we had this one stupid line once, where I forgot who, but they talked to Keiichi, I think it was Ooishi, I don't remember exactly, but somebody tells Keiichi, your mom used to live in Hinamizawa, and when she left, and they also called her a cold woman. And thinking...
she comes from a rich family.
And thinking about what was happening now with Reina's mom, there's another woman we know, that's the only clue I have. It's a woman we know that lived here, that left, and I would use the word cold to describe her after what she has done to the guy. But that all hinges on Reina completely keeping her calm when she is interacting with her, because we know Reina...
I disagreed yesterday and I will disagree again today.
Is that where Reina killed Keiichi? Keiichi doesn't have to be Reina's mom's kid. We never knew if, what was his name? Uncle Akihito has children.
Nah, you're going too far. And I want to go to bed.
How is this shit all connected? Why is all of this happening? Why does time keep repeating? Slightly different.
Well, that's the question that needs to be solved.
But will it ever?
I'm quite sure that is the main question. And if they don't solve that, then there's something wrong with this game. That has to be a question, and it has to be the main question.
Chapter 8 ends. Nothing gets explained. Nothing is made clear. Nothing is obviously hinted at.
No, they have already explained things.
There's going to be a post-credit thing where we get to talk to Ryukishi 07 again as the author, and he just goes, trolled!
No,
and then it fades to black.
I don't believe it's not all connected. We just need to figure out what is the connection. And I think that is something you're gonna learn as the very last thing.
I even think there being 7 chapters is important.
There's 8.
7 and a prequel. The 4th chapter wasn't originally intended, if I take to heart what they said in the get-together thing after chapter 3. They said the next one starts the Answers arc. And that didn't happen. They put another chapter in between. So effectively, there is 7 plus 1 chapters. In my brain. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. I remember when Assassin's Creed was good. Easier times.
Yep.
But we will not get to any of these answers tonight because keeping it. It is again. Did Ubisoft stop making? We shall be back on Tuesday with the beginning of the end of Super Mario Galaxy. I assume it's still gonna take us 2 streams because this one is like, you got to sleep.
I like sleep.
I like you.
No, I take you.
Even when sometimes you smell like you showered with bitch soap.
Then you shouldn't have it laying around.
Actually, it's not that you smell like it, it's that you act like it. What are we gonna play after Galaxy, Tifa?
I do not know yet.
She's pointing that I should end the stream. No. She's doing it anyway, oh my god!
It's time to end it for
Thank you everybody for Higurashiing with us all. Fuck Rena, screw all of these people. We'll be back on Tuesday with Super Mario Galaxy. See you then.